I hope everyone's safe out there. The plots are thickening all over the country for high-profile political figures. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. It seems like nobody's safe. We'll talk about that tonight. An alleged scheme uncovered. Ooh, the detective work it took to knock that one off. Add this to the growing list of threats. That seems to be the new theme today. Everybody's under threat. You can't just be a high-profile political figure anymore. That doesn't get you the clout it used to get you. No. Political influence inflation now demands occasionally you suffer a threat against your life, whether you are the president of these United States or just a hanger-on. Someone's got to be out to get you, or you're not very powerful. And it's a sad commentary on where we are as a society. Guys, if you've not taken the opportunity to and you think you're going to like the program, go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and double check that you're subscribed. We've gotten a lot of reports that people are not subscribed when they think they are. Oh, and one last thing. If you get a nasty email from me and I sound short-tempered, it's almost assuredly because you accuse me of taking lisinopril and tell me I need to change brands of blood pressure medicine. I don't take blood pressure medicine. I can't say it any more clearly. I probably said it 100 times on the show, at least 5. 100, what's the difference? I don't take blood pressure medicine. I have coughed like this for 46 years. I am accustomed to it. My family's accustomed to it. My friends are accustomed to it. And some of the grand jury, some of the members of the jury, not so accustomed to it, apparently. So dial it back. Stop accusing me of taking blood pressure medicine. I just cough a lot. It's what I do. What I've always done. I got bad lungs. Bad lungs. All right, back to the topic at hand. Your humble host has gotten over the year. I've been involved in some things that people don't like, whether it's political things, legal issues I've been involved in. I've been involved in another number of things over the years that people don't like. That's fine. Some of those things make people angry. It's one thing not to like something. Like, I don't like green ketchup. You remember they had the green ketchup for a few years and they thought kids were going to go crazy? I didn't like it. I don't want my ketchup to be green. If it's going to taste like that, it needs to be red. I don't like green ketchup. Wasn't angry about it. Didn't really care too particular much about it, but I didn't like it. There's some political positions I don't like. There are certain environmental positions I don't like. There are certain, I don't know. There's just a lot of things I don't like. That's okay. I've never thought to myself, you know what I should do in response to this is remove someone from the planet Earth. I have never thought that. But apparently people do from time to time. Apparently there are people who do that from time to time. But here is a lesson that I learned a long time ago, because in a line of work I was in, I did get a couple of people who, emailed a couple of nasty things, maybe sent something to a P.O. box of mine along the way. I actually kept one of them for a long time in I don't think I still have it. For a long, long time, I drove around and I kept a postcard. I think it was from San Diego, that somebody had sent me because of a legal case I was working on. And it was a threat. It just said some really nasty, ugly things. And it suggested the world would be in a better place without your humble host. Believe it or not, people think that. But I remember talking to somebody, a friend of mine who runs a kind of a crisis communications thing. And I asked him for advice. I said, what do you do with something like this? Like, is this serious? And he said, listen, let me tell you something. If they tell you they're coming, they ain't coming. I said, really? He said, look, it's just a general rule of thumb. If they tell you they're coming, they're not coming. I said, can you prove it? He goes, yeah. Go try to find these plots. And I got to be very cautious what I say in the early minutes of a live broadcast here on our YouTube overlords. But he said, go look for alleged plots. Go look for evidence of alleged plots where they told them they were coming in advance. And I did exactly that. I get to my Google machine. I go typing away. I can't find any. I go back to my friend. I said, well, I was not able to find any. Can you point me in the right direction? He said, well, there's a simple reason for that. He said, there's no documented case, particularly with booming, not booing, but booming. There's no documented case that we can find readily available where somebody has said they're going to kaboom, and then a kaboom has followed at that location where they said something was going to be kaboomed. It's just not something that ever happens. And I said, why is that? He said, well, because you dig, dummy. If you wanted to accomplish the objective, the last thing you would do is put everybody on alert. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. He said, if you wanted to remove someone from the earth, and he said, there are a lot of people that do. Maybe not you in particular, but he said, there's a lot of people who they have a deep desire to remove various factions of people. They don't want them to change their daily habits. They don't want them to add security. They don't want them to put up additional cameras. They don't want them to go out of their neighborhood a different way on their way to work. They don't want them to walk in a different neighborhood after dark. They don't want them to go to the gym at a different time, go to a different church, go to church at a different time. They don't want any of that. They want you to do exactly what they've been plotting and scheming and knowing you do. Because in order to pull off something like that, there has to be some measure of predictability. And you need to make sure the guard is as low as possible. And I thought, I had never heard this. You know, we hear all these threats, right? Blank threats, rhymes with breath. We'll call them breath threats. Except it starts with a D instead of a BR. Breath threats. He said, if you're getting a breath threat, that person's not a threat. Now, someone else may be, but that person right there, that's not a threat. And I've sort of operated with this in the back of my head ever since. And as I've gotten these breath threats, and you get them by email, you get them by text message, you get them by telephone call, you get them by post office, you get them by letter to the house. You get these breath threats. That particular person is basically removed as a threat. That person is no longer a threat, or they wouldn't have told you they're coming. If they tell you they're coming, they're not coming. Now, what does that mean? Do we not take them seriously? Well, we'll talk about that tonight. We'll talk about that. And we'll talk about what does taking it seriously look like. And we're talking about this all, of course, in light of, and maybe you haven't heard, it seems like few people have. This has really flown under the radar today. I was actually surprised at how few people had heard of this when I mentioned it to them, talking on the phone or texting. I just assumed everybody had heard about it. So I mentioned it casually in passing. And I had several people say, what are you talking about? I said, well, there was a breath threat against Erika Kirk. They said, really? Where? Texas, I believe. It was in Texas. Why haven't I heard about it? I said, I don't know. It's on Twitter. Did it make the news? Well, sort of. I mean, there were a couple local news stations that reported it. Maybe even, I don't watch Fox News. Maybe Fox News picked it up, but it hadn't like really dominated the news. And we'll go through it. We'll talk about it. We got a lot of information about it. But I wanted to put it in the context of what has happened to the President of the United States. Candace famously, in the last week or so, in the last few days, I think actually, commented on the fact that it seems like every weekend, Donald Trump is getting these breath threats or breath actions. Gunshots outside the White House a couple of times. Guy storming an event, a White House Correspondents' Dinner. Somebody camped out at the golf course with a gun that may or may not actually be able to be fired. And then, of course, the most famous of all, when he wasn't even president of the United States, he was just candidate Donald Trump. The Butler, Pennsylvania event that, frankly, a lot of people are looking back on and questioning and wondering whether it is, in fact, what it was purported to have been. And I wonder to what extent what happened to Donald Trump has poisoned a good chunk of the people who are political hangers-on or people in the political community. Because Donald Trump, I don't want to say he was on the ropes, but it wasn't a guarantee he was going to win the election. He didn't have a lot of the support from a lot of the major players. Elon Musk, after Butler, Pennsylvania, famously came right out and said, I'm supporting Donald Trump after what happened. No more, no, I'm just going, I'm going. Give him everything I need. I'm going to give him money. That wasn't the case before Butler, Pennsylvania. There were a lot of people who were sort of on the fence with a Trump 2.0. And is this really what we want? I mean, we were going to get it, but is this really what we want? Should we go with Kamala and see what happens? Hardcore Republicans, hardcore Democrats weren't really making the decision, but the elections a lot of times are one in the middle. And a lot of people in the middle were kind of wondering what to do with Donald Trump. And the stand up, the fight, the flag dropping right into location at the exact right time, it really did something. It changed the perception of Donald Trump. And then he stood up famously. He gave the big speech and he said, I'm only going to mention it this one time. I'm never going to mention it again. That's a little weird. Especially when it turned your political fortunes around and may have led to your presidency. But for better or worse, without relitigating Butler, Pennsylvania, what we do know is I can see how other people would be inspired to act like they are so important that they should be considered under threat constantly. And I'll give you an example. If your humble host got an email and it said, "I'm coming after you." And I turned it over to the police. How much effort do you think they would spend looking into it? Probably not a lot. If there were comments on, say, Twitter or Facebook, and they went after your humble host or they went after Candace Owens, how much effort do you think they would spend looking into it? Do you think anyone would be arrested? Probably not. I mean, sometimes it goes so over the top. Someone occasionally gets arrested, but not very often. Not very often. And so when I heard the news today that it had happened to Erika Kirk, I thought I was expecting just horrific language. And we'll cover when we cover tonight, we'll see maybe putting it in context, it wasn't as bad perhaps as we would have expected. I'm walking a very cautious line, guys. A very cautious line. Because what I don't want to do is fall victim to what I anticipate a lot of the other side wants us to do, which is to make so light of it as to be called, oh, they're piling on, they're going forward with it. I want to be clear. I don't think violence is an answer at all, ever, up to and including foreign wars. I am notoriously, and, in my household anyway, famously anti-war. I don't want people killed, ever, under any circumstance, unless you are under active threat. Now, I contrast that with Brandon Tatum. Who was calling for the death of protesters at an ICE rally. Now, I don't think Brandon Tatum should be arrested for that, but I think it was disgusting. I think it was absolutely horrific that he would look at people protesting ICE, which I don't think people should be protesting ICE. I mean, they're doing their job, whatever. If you don't like it, vote for somebody else. Hold a political rally. But to go after the actual officers in the midst of trying to arrest people, I think is hugely problematic. But I wouldn't call for the death of anyone under that scenario. He did. He said, I hope they die. I hope more of them die. What a disgusting thing to say. That's Brandon Tatum. I think he's still on the payroll of TPUSA, meaning in the recent past, like last few days, I think it was, a TPUSA employee has called for the death of people based on their politics. And we're told by TPUSA that's wrong when it comes to Erika Kirk. Not when it comes to Brandon Tatum, not when it comes to liberal protesters protesting ICE. I guess that's all fun and games. I guess that's fine. Brandon Tatum gets to keep his $10,000 or $20,000 a month payment. I think he gets, allegedly, in my opinion. I think he gets to keep his paycheck. I think he gets to keep running out as a surrogate. I think he gets to keep his podcast. I think he gets to keep his X account. I think he gets to keep all the money he makes from all these different sources. He's allowed to call for the death of people based on politics, and he's fine. There are no repercussions. None. There's no denouncement from TPUSA that was disgusting behavior. There's nothing. He just gets to keep it. He gets to move on with life. And so as I walk this careful line, because I don't want people to interpret anything I say as people should be issuing death threats to anybody. I don't think they should. I'm against the death penalty. I'm against abortion. Why? Because I am in favor of life from conception to natural death. I'm against war. Why? Because most wars are unnecessary. They're not wars of self-defense. In a true situation where somebody's actually actively invading your people and killing them, fine. Repel. Do what you need to do. So I don't want anything I've said tonight so far or after this 14th minute or whatever time we're in here. I don't want anything I say tonight to be interpreted as I think this sort of language is okay. I don't think it's okay. But I wonder to what extent should it be taken seriously? To what extent should we look and somebody fires off a Facebook comment and we go, you're under arrest? Or somebody sends an email and we say, you're under arrest. And how much time needs to pass? We'll talk about all this. So welcome in. I want to get to it because if you've not heard the news, I will show you a story we have here from San Antonio, Texas, of all places. Don't mess with Texas. Don't mess with people in Texas, apparently. Just south of New Braunfels, Texas, is a town called San Antonio, Texas. This is the headline from KENS5. Death to Erika Kirk. Man faces charges for threatening CEO of Turning Point USA. Bomb threats in San Antonio. Jacob Wenske, 26, faces charges of making terroristic threats after allegedly posting bomb threats targeting downtown San Antonio ahead of Erika Kirk's visit. That's an image there. That's not the best image because it's got a big play button over him. He either has been punched in the mouth or has a giant herpes sore on his lip. I can't figure out which. He's got a little crustache cruising into the neck. The strange looking fellow there. Anyway, Dateline San Antonio here. A man arrested after allegedly threatening Erika Kirk and posting bomb threats targeting downtown San Antonio ahead of her June visit. Online records state that Jacob Wenske, aged 26, faces charges of a terroristic threat, impact to public safety, public fear, serious bodily injury, influence government. I don't know what influence government means. Charged a third-degree felony. This is important here. This is the first of the two dates we're going to come across. April 12th. I want you to key in on that date for just a second. According to an arrest affidavit, on April 12th, I'll go ahead and spoil the surprise. That's 2 days before the Georgia event. I think 2 or 3 days. I think it's 2 days before the Athens, Georgia event where Erika Kirk was so scared she could not continue with the event and sent Andrew Colvett dressed like a homeless chump out on the stage with the Vice President of the United States in black jeans, rolled up at the hem, an ill-fitting shirt with a collar that was curled up, a blue blazer that did not fit. It was obviously borrowed from someone else, or it looked like it was. If it wasn't, Andrew, come see me. We'll go to a tailor. We'll get you a coat that fits. No tie. 2 days before that, I think, is what we're talking about here. So according to an arrest affidavit, on April 12th, the San Antonio Express-News published a Facebook post promoting Turning Point USA's Women Leadership Summit, set to occur June 5 through June 7 at the San Antonio Marriott River Center. Post also referenced Erika Kirk visiting San Antonio for the event. Erika Kirk became the CEO of Turning Point USA, yada, yada, yada. Legal document states Wenske posted in the comment section. Here is what he posted right here. I know exactly where to bomb. He later posted in the same comment thread, I can't wait to be the valet for her escort. I don't even know what that means. Like that, I suppose that could be interpreted as a threat. I don't know what that means. Now, that first one, I know exactly where to bomb. I think his lawyers are going to have a field day pointing out that's not a threat. Like, I'm not going to say this, but if I said, I know exactly where to apply pressure to someone's shoulder to knock them out, that is not me issuing a threat that I'm going to knock anyone out. It's just me pointing out a biological reality. There's a place on the shoulder where if you apply enough pressure, you'll cut off blood to their brain, and eventually they'll succumb to that and they'll be passed out. If I said to somebody, I know where to hit somebody in the knee with a hammer so that they'll have a limp. Well, okay. Congratulations, Mr. Limp Knower. All right. That's not much of a threat. That's not me saying on this date I intend to commit this act. So let's just, those two threats, alleged threats, I know exactly where to bomb. I can't wait to be the valet for her escort. He wants to park his car. I don't even know what that means. Further investigation revealed Wenske previously worked for a parking management company, providing valet services to hotels and special events. Again, you got to prove beyond a reasonable doubt, ladies and gentlemen, that I can't wait to be the valet for her escort is somehow a threat against her. Authorities said these comments signify targeted violence, commonly interpreted as threats of mass casualty violence. Comments could also indicate surveillance and interest in the event's entry points. Well, I mean, coulda, shoulda, woulda. So as I look here at these two things, I think, all right, well, that's a little vague. Is there anything else we're going on? Well, yes, in fact, there was. According to the arrest affidavit, investigators also discovered, that's key word there, also discovered an email sent from Wenske on January 26. Notice they don't say who the email was sent to. Bet to Erika Kirk and every single speaker there. America will live on without those scum on this earth. Every Christian nationalist shall perish in the bombing that will take place at every single Turning Point rally and event. Every single Turning Point rally and event. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. This is a tough case for the prosecutors to win. If I'm being honest, this is going to be a tough case for the prosecutors to win. I don't know who he sent the email to. He could have sent the email to Erika Kirk. He could have sent the email to the women's rally, whatever they're having, this ladies' rally that's going on in San Antonio. He could have sent the email to TPUSA. But I think it's so vague and so broad and so general that the prosecution is going to have to convince a jury that these were targeted threats the guy intended to carry out, or I'm not sure exactly how this is going to play out. And I'm going to look at some of his Facebook posts. He's certainly not who we think. They're blaming Candace Owens. We'll figure out if we think this guy's a Candace Owens fan in a few minutes. Investigators said they were able to confirm the Facebook profile that made the threatening comments belonged to Wenske, which was determined through associated subscriber records, registered email address, linked phone number, and IP address information. They discovered repeated hostile and threatening posts or comments. Okay, but he wasn't charged with those. Like, you might have discovered them as if they also discovered the email, but he wasn't charged with the email. He was charged with the I know where to place a bomb, and he was charged with I can't wait to park her car or her escort's car. That's what he was charged with. They did find, they believe, repeated hostile and threatening posts or comments across multiple public threads in relation to people affiliated and supportive of Turning Point USA. So he's a troll. He's a troll. I get these all the time. I just block them and move on. Investigators said Wenske also directly communicated to Turning Point USA and that he threatened death towards Erika Kirk. Well, how? That's what I'm asking. Like, when you go to court, you're going to have to show something pretty specific. Why isn't he charged with that if it happened? If there were direct threats towards Erika Kirk, why was he not charged with them? We'll look at the charges in just a moment. San Antonio Marriott River Center made aware of the threats, increased their security, including adding more uniformed officer. And he was booked in the Bexar County Jail. And that's the story there. So as I look at this, I think, well, these are a little weird, I guess. Let's look at some of the comments. I'll show you the Facebook post where the comments were alleged to have originated. It is this post right here by the San Antonio News Express or Express News. Erika Kirk, widow of late right-wing activist Charlie Kirk, will visit San Antonio in early June, one of the featured speaker at Turning Point's Women's Leadership Summit, to be held at San Antonio Marriott River Center on the Riverwalk in June. That's a lot of words. So that's it. That's the only thing on the post, and there's all these comments. So you look at the comments. Now, this is 6 weeks ago. This is from April 12th. Will there be pyrotechnics? Walking into the building like. Now, this is supposedly Erika Kirk making an entrance with fireworks. Why did they use the picture of Drewski for this? If you go back up, they have an image of Drewski instead of Erika Kirk, apparently, according to that person. She's already working on her WWE entrance with fireworks and live dancers. This is the nature. I'm giving you background on the nature. This is news reporting, ladies and gentlemen. This is not me making light of Ms. Kirk, Dr. Kirk. Not me making light of Dr. Kirk. I'm showing you the hostility of the comments so you could place in context the comments made by Mr. Wenske. The merry widow. She coming for the food. Apparently somebody else has noticed her knuckle ratio. I'm not the only one who's noticed the knuckle ratio. San Antonio already has cuckoos there. Did they invite her? The Erika Kirk we want to see here. Is that Drewski or is that her? I can't. Which one is that? I think that's the Drewski skit, not actually Erika. But as a conservative woman, she has to ask her husband's permission. Oh, that's ugly. That's ugly. I say we circle 1604 with burning sage out our car windows to ward off the evil. Sage is a common misperception or a common myth that it will ward off evil spirits. Doesn't she preach that women should stay home and raise their children? She should try doing that. If she can't make it, I know a guy. Gonna be looking for that old lady from the Spurs game. I don't know that. Don't they mean the future Mrs. J.D. Vance? Ouch. She's touring. The show must go on. I grieved the loss of my cat longer than she grieved her husband. That will be a bore fest. Is she bringing the lucky tissue with her? So you guys, again, I don't want to just go through the comments for the purpose of shaming the poor lady, Dr. Kirk. But what I want to point out is this is what happens on every single post on any public outlet. If there's a post on a public outlet somewhere, a news post on Facebook, X, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, it doesn't matter where it is. It doesn't matter who posted it. It could be the New York Times. It could be the San Antonio Express News. It could be TPUSA, Andrew Colvett, Blake Sneff. Any of these people post anything at all. And this is what you get in the comments. It's very common. And so it's in that context you have to sort of place what was said by the man who's been charged. Again, just to remind you what was said, and I don't recommend people say things like this, but again, you got to take it in context. I know exactly where to bomb. Maybe that means he's like a comedian. He knows exactly where to do his set, and he doesn't think it'll go well. That's known as bombing in comedy. You go on the set, oh, he bombed. What do you mean he bombed? He couldn't get the lines out. His timing was all wrong. He was tired. His facial features weren't working. I can't wait to be the valet for her escort. Well, he did work after all for a valet service. So you got to just kind of put it in the context of what all was being wrong. Now, I think based on our investigation, they might have removed those two particular comments, but they did not remove every comment he made. For example, here's one of the comments that still to this day is on this thread. This is Jacob Wenske right here. Cracker needs to know the price of spreading this demonic hate. Someone says, you talk exactly like what you speak of. I mean, you have to go out of your way to end the sentence in a preposition when you say that. You talk exactly like what you speak of. Nevertheless, coming from the brat that's a self-hating coconut. I don't even know what that means either, but that is one of the comments of his that still remains up. Cracker needs to know the price of spreading this demonic hate. Okay. That's one comment that's still up. Believe it or not, there's another one. From 1 minute later, the man was rage posting. Rage posting. One after the other here. Here is the other one. Here's another comment he posted just 1 minute later at 9:23. Fire and ash. He's not the clearest spoken domestic terrorist we've ever encountered. There are more articulate terrorists out there than this guy. He's not the most articulate terrorist we've encountered. Oh, Bexar is pronounced Bear County. Oh. Apologize, Texans. My 10-gallon Stetson is off to you. I hope you accept my sincerest and deepest apologies for mispronouncing Bexar County. I guess that makes sense. Behar County, if it's in Spanish, Behar. Behar. What does that even mean in Spanish? Bexar, Spanish. Behar. Oh, it's just the name of a town. That's not very exciting. So let's go to the TPUSA post, because I want to evaluate this in light of the timeline we're establishing here on the Behar County terrorist. TPUSA put this up today. Turning Point USA takes all threats seriously. Come again? ¿Cómo? If we're going to speak in Spanish, ¿cómo? Did I read that correctly? TPUSA takes all threats seriously. You mean now? Now they take all threats seriously? They take all threats seriously now? When did they start taking all threats seriously? I have this sneaking. Wasn't there a former CEO of TPUSA who was texting his personal security, Dan Flood, texting others that he was concerned that his life might be in danger? And it wasn't some wacko bird from San Antonio, Texas, who was eager to park his escort's car? What was his name? It was oh gosh, who was the old CEO of Turning Point? You guys help me out on it. It was a guy named and it wasn't Marley Merck. What was his name? Farley Turk? Oh gosh, it sounds like Charlie Kirk. His name was Charlie Kirk. That's right. TPUSA used to have a CEO. Before Dr. Erika Kirk, they had a CEO named Charlie Kirk. Night before he passed, he was furiously texting people saying, I think they're going to kill me. But admittedly, it's been a few days. Been a while. So I guess they have a new policy of taking all threats seriously. I'm glad to know they've updated their security manual. Turning Point USA takes all threats seriously. Now, Turning Point USA now takes all threats seriously. And we work closely with law enforcement at all levels to respond to and resolve any threats. Well, this is a wonderful addition to your security policy. Thank you for updating it. Would that this have been in place in August of 2025? This level of diligence. We were grateful to the San Antonio Police Department and the FBI for their rapid response. Ladies and gentlemen, rapid response. The guy first emailed in January 26th. He didn't get arrested till May 27th. That's 4 months and 1 day. 121 days to be precise. It took 121 days for them to get this under control. No wonder, if you guys think this is a rapid response, no wonder your former CEO is toes up. I don't know. Are his toes up? Do we know where his toes are? Have they ever answered where his toes are? Have we seen Charlie's toes? Are they on ice? They turn to ash? Are they underground somewhere? No one will explain, but that's a different story for a different day. Now this is considered a rapid response. 121 days from the offending email, or if you just want to go from the Facebook comments, the vague Facebook comments about knowing where to place bombs and knowing how to park cars, we're looking at about 6 weeks, give or take. Give or take. The safety of our attendees, speakers, and staff is always our top priority. Now the safety of our attendees, speakers, and staff is our top priority. All TPUSA events include enhanced, multi-layered security measures that are enforced by... It's like they're trolling us. Enforced by both private security and local police. We could spend an hour on the irony of this post. We will not. We have other things to accomplish. We have other things to cover. We could spend an hour pointing out that your former event, in fact, not only did not have enhanced multi-layered security, it had like 6 local cops for 3,000 people and a local security team that resulted in the incapacity of your former CEO. Not very enhanced. We refuse to let threats silence us. Well, that's clear. That's clear. You've not been silent for the last 4 months since first getting this threat. We look forward to a successful and inspiring gathering for 2,500 ladies attending the the Women's Leadership Summit. So that is, guys, I'm once again offering myself. I'm about down to free of charge. I'm almost to free of charge. Right here, Andrew, Blake, Sneff. You need help. Like your PR sucks. It is so bad. I am willing and able. I'm offering my services. Should you accept, you will get PR that will not end up in things like this. We will acknowledge one of the greatest security failures in private security history, meaning everybody that's gone on the record who was there that day was like, yeah, that looked really bad. I was very weird going in that day. I walked into UVU and I looked around and I was like, boys, this doesn't look safe. But that's all right. We threw our CEO out there. It didn't work out well for him. I was a little worried about the roofs. We made sure those weren't covered. We got some footage ahead of time. I said, I don't know, Charlie, this doesn't look good. And then we sent him out there. Now, lo and behold, I've got great instincts. It didn't look good at all, did it? No, it didn't look good, guys. I could rewrite this for them. I mean, I'd be happy to rewrite this for them and provide them a new copy. They could edit it. They could update it. They could delete this and put a new one up. After the tragedy of September 10th, we've decided we cannot risk it when people make obscene threats towards our leadership. I mean, there's a lot of ways you could word that. A rapid response. A rapid response. Now, he was arrested on 2 felonies. I have the booking sheet here. I'll show you what this looks like in Teja. If we're doing Bexar County, we're going to have to do Teja over here. Teja. Jacob Wenske, intake date, May 28. Notice that 3:24 a.m. That's an overnight arrest there. He was arrested May 27 at 7:40 p.m. I want to point something out, Gary. I want to point something out, Blinker. You notice the arrest time is May 27, 2026. So the evening of his arrest would have been May 27. Nevertheless, in a lot of the reporting, it talked about him being arrested today. Talked about him being arrested today. Well, that's interesting. Well, if he was arrested yesterday at 7:40 p.m. on May 27th, and his intake was at 3:24 this morning, why are so many news outlets reporting he was arrested today? Well, Gary, because sometimes people get things wrong. That's why we refer to the documentation. Just like on Tyler Robinson. I'll give you a nice corollary example here, Gary. Tyler Robinson was arrested on September 11th. No. Yes. He was arrested on Thursday, September 11th at 10 p.m. by Brian Davis of the State Bureau of Investigation. He was not taken in. His intake, his arrival in Utah County would have been early the next morning, I think like 2 a.m. So again, just like this one, we have an arrest on one day, and then there's a transport, there's a booking process. It takes a little while, and by the time he's in the system, it's the following day, the wee hours of the following day, but the following day. But the arrest date is clear. He was arrested at 7:40 on May 27th, despite what they say. So this is it. Both charges are exactly the same. Terror threat, whatever all this stuff means. Felony third degree, $60,000 bond on each of these. $60,000 bond on each of these. But those are the booking sheets. Now, let's go back in time, because I think it's important that we notice the date here. August 12, keep in mind, April 12. April 12 was the day of the defendant, now defendant Wenske, the charged, the accused. April 12 was the day he said he knew how to park cars. That was the big parking date. car parking date. That's where he wanted to be the valet for the escort. Apparently that's a terroristic threat. Watch out. Don't ever tell anyone you want to park their car. Must be what the kids are saying these days. But if we go back in time, this is the post from Dr. Erika Kirk. She needs to update her handle. Dr. Erika. April 14th. April 14th. I was so looking forward to tonight's event at the University of Georgia with our vice president, but after all our family's been through, I take my security team's recommendation extremely seriously. Thank you to our amazing Georgia chapter for your support. God bless you all. And this is what it looked like live on the stage.
Mr. Vice President, I'm on stage here instead of our friend Erika Kirk. That's right. Because unfortunately, she has received some very serious threats in her direction, which is terrible. It's a terrible reflection on the state of reality.
I still can't get over what they had him out there wearing. They tried to pawn off that he left the house knowing he was going to be on stage, and he went to the closet and grabbed that. He was going to be on the stage with the Vice President of the United States, and that's how he chose to show up. You should be insulted that they tried to sell that to you. Now, who is this guy? Who is Jacob Wenske? Obviously a Candace fan, right? This is the type of guy who follows Candace. Because everything that goes wrong relative to Erika Kirk, relative to Dr. Erika Kirk, everything that goes wrong relative to TPUSA is Candace's fault. It's Candace Owens and the Candy cult. So who is this guy? Well, would you believe his Facebook page is very much still up? So we'll take a look at it. This is him and his 300 friends. These are his 300 friends. We got some pictures of him from what he likes to eat. And we got a picture of some kind of soldier here. Picture of him boozing it up. He's a booze hound. What else do we have? Well, we've got some posts that he put up. That'll give us an idea of his politics. So let's take a look at these, because obviously this guy's a big Candace Owens fan. Obviously this guy is upset about TPUSA because of how much he loves Candace Owens. So let's take a listen here to some of the posts on his page. This is Jacob Wenske up here. Here's some of the posts that he posts.
I'm a MAGA Christian, and when churches have nativity scenes with an empty manger and a giant sign that says ICE was here, I'm going to scream separation of church and state right now for the first time in my life, because we should not politicize Christmas. And remember that the true reason for the season is that Donald Trump has allowed us to say Merry Christmas again. Also, the whole idea that ICE would deport Jesus is a liberal lie, because Jesus would have come into our country legally, because he famously always followed laws. That's why he was arrested and crucified. I'm a MAGA Christian, and I will wish you a Merry Christmas like it's a weapon. Merry Christmas. Christmas. I'm a MAGA Christian, and Christian persecution in America is at an all-time high. My daughter just came home from Satan's playground, or what the woke left likes to call public schools, with a 0 on an assignment just because she stood up for the Bible. I mean, look at this math test. Clearly her math teacher hates God. I'm a MAGA Christian, and the economy is great this year because of Donald Trump. And the only reason that I can't afford as much for Christmas this year is because of Obama and trans people. And I can't prove it, but I believe it.
I can't believe Candace Owens would do this. I can't believe Candace Owens would inspire this young man to take this horrific action, posting people like that. Obviously a Candace Owens fan to the core. For example, we all know this lovely person we're about to see now with the fake hair and bull ring through her nose is obviously a Candace Owens fan. We could just hear what she has to say.
The Christian nationalist persecution complex is laughable, but extremely useful to them. And yes, I'm talking about the student from OU who claims spiritual persecution because she failed an essay that she wrote like an 8-year-old. And so just for context here, the essay was supposed to be a 650-word essay on a peer-reviewed article about gender roles where she was supposed to cite empirical evidence and then be respectful to her classmates. The professor was very clear about why she got the marks that she did. And a different professor also read it and said, yeah, those marks are correct, because she didn't do any of those things. No empirical evidence. She just went on a religious rant where she cited the Bible, but didn't cite any actual references and literally wrote like a middle schooler. Let me show you my favorite banger of a line. Women naturally want to do womanly things because God created us with those womanly desires in our hearts. Straight out of Trust Me Bro University. She, of course, then sends this to Turning Point USA to talk about her religious persecution, unironically in a country they claim is a Christian nation, but they claim that they're still persecuted, even though all of their Christian holidays are national holidays.
I can't believe Candace Owens would do this. I am so upset with Candace Owens right now that she would inspire this guy who obviously posts all this stuff. I mean, he probably got this off Candace's Facebook page, if I'm being honest. Every single pro TPUSA account today that I came in contact with, now admittedly, I did not see them all, but every single one I came in contact with today was posting, not this video that you just saw from this woman with this lovely bull ring in her nose, but they all posted the same thing. You know, this is because of Candace Owens. Candace Owens did this. I can't believe Candace Owens has the nerve to go out in public knowing she's inspiring people like this. Here is another post that this guy put up. These are all from Jacob Wenske's Facebook page, by the way. You don't believe me, it's right here. It says, let's hear him talk about Charlie Kirk like that. Now, notice this is December 15th, 2025, a month before his first alleged email threat. This is Harry Sisson, not exactly a hardcore right-winger.
Donald Trump just attacked Rob Reiner again when he was asked by a reporter if he stands by his disgusting post on social media this morning. Just watch.
A number of Republicans have denounced your statement on Truth Social after the murder of Rob Reiner. Do you stand by that post?
Well, I wasn't a fan of his at all. He was a deranged person as far as Trump is concerned. He said he knew it was false. In fact, it's the exact opposite, that I was a friend of Russia, controlled by Russia. You know, it was the Russia hoax. He was one of the people behind it.
I thought this was particularly apt in light of the fact that everybody's accusing Candace Owens of being a Russian puppet because she's headed to St. Petersburg for next week with a family vacation. So once again, the guy's posting explicitly left-wing stuff. Here we have reposts of the guy, Jacob Wenske. We have a post of his that is a repost. This is actually hilarious, by the way. He is reposting Sammy Obeid, a comedian.
Erika Kirk knew Trump before she knew Charlie. She actually won Trump's Miss Arizona pageant. Her parents are both from military intelligence family. Her dad did Raytheon arms deals with Israel, probably unrelated. And Erika Kirk was part of running an orphanage in Romania where children went missing. Enough children for Romania to permanently ban the orphanage and permanently ban Erika Kirk. Do you know how f***ed up you gotta be to get banned in Romania?
Now, I'll say this. I don't believe she's been banned permanently from Romania, and I don't know. You know, I'm not claiming everything this guy says is true. What I'm pointing out is this guy has a history of posting anti-Erika Kirk stuff. But again, do you think he's alone? Is this the only guy on the planet who's posting Erika Kirk memes? Is this the only guy on the planet who's posting things like this?
These are my morning pants. That's the American dream. Divorcing your brown wife and marrying a white blonde one whose husband exploded. You remind me.
I laugh because it's funny. I laugh because it's funny. Not the comedy. It's funny that they're blaming Candace Owens for this guy. They're blaming Candace Owens for this guy. Because she apparently, anyone who does anything wrong relative to Turning Point USA, anything wrong relative to absolutely anybody on the planet, it's Candace's problem. Now, what all has she done? Let's go back real quickly. Take one more quick look at the TPUSA post because I want to talk about the rapid response. Don't forget, this is a rapid response, and they take their security very seriously. And this threat obviously was very, very serious. The safety of our attendees. Let's see here. Where's the rapid response? Oh, here it is. We're grateful for the rapid response. The safety of our attendees, speakers, and staff, always our top priority. So this, we know the first email came in January. We know the two vague comments on the Facebook page came in April. April 12th. So let's take a quick look at everything they've done in the meantime. February 24th, Erika Kirk went to the State of the Union address. That was in Washington, D.C. They had to travel there, travel home. March 11th, Erika Kirk went to Little Rock, Arkansas. The Club America visit. You remember she was with Sarah Huckabee Sanders? Sarah Huckabee Sanders, daughter of one of the worst human beings that ever lived. Mike Huckabee. April 2. Erika Kirk does a TPUSA event in Washington, D.C. with Caroline Levitt. April 11, April 12, and April 13. Erika Kirk goes to a bridal shower at Mar-a-Lago. April 14, she was scheduled to be at the University of Georgia, but now this threat has gotten out of hand. Now the threat's out of hand. It was not out of hand in February, March, April 2, April 11, April 12, April 13. No, it wasn't out of hand then. It's finally out of hand April 14th. That's when enough is enough. That's when traveling is just too difficult. Until April 17th. Because on April 17th, back in the car, back across town, back at an event, the Red Wall event in Arizona, where Erika Kirk spoke ahead of the President of the United States. Don't forget, April 25th, the White House Correspondents' Dinner in Washington, D.C. She just wanted to go home after that. And that's why on April 29th, she was a no-show at the Make Heaven Crowded tour in Dallas, Texas. So no show in Atlanta, Georgia. We're going to show in D.C. We're going to show in Phoenix. We're going to show in Florida. No show in Texas. And then she had to become Dr. Erika Kirk. Dr. Erika Kirk. So on May 9th, she goes to Hillsdale, Michigan for the Hillsdale College commencement speech and the elevation from Mrs. Erika Kirk to Dr. Erika. Every one of these events took place after the email threat from Jacob Wenske on January 26th. That said, and I repeat, a bombing will take place at every TPUSA rally and event. But there were a lot of them after that. So we don't know what took so long for this rapid response. If the January 6th email was serious, if it was a threat, we don't know what took so long to arrest him. If the April 12 Facebook posts under his name, the email I think was under his name, the Facebook posts were under his name. It wasn't like he was hiding who he was. It wasn't done under a pen name. It wasn't done through they just looked, they said, oh, that's the guy? And they went and arrested him. So why did it take 1.5 months? And if they thought it was a serious threat, and the threat was targeted at San Antonio, we have a very real problem on our hands. Because TPUSA has continually promoted this San Antonio event in June. Jacob Wenske was not under arrest while these promotions were ongoing. A number of women were going to be present at this event, including Caroline Levitt, doctors, nutritionists. They have an inordinate amount of food people there. Hold on. They have an inordinate amount of food people that were going to be there. Now, this used to be called the Young Women's Leadership Summit. It's now called the Women's Leadership Summit. And I can only guess as to why they've changed the name. Here are some of the people who will be speaking at this Women's Leadership Summit. Oh, Allie Beth Stuffy. Allie Beth Stuffy knows. She's going to be there. All right, let's go through some of these. These are the people who they've been putting in grave danger, knowing that there were legitimate targets and threats. Erika Kirk, a picture from 2018, 8 years ago, before she met Charlie Kirk. A promo picture that they have used. Kayleigh McEnany, the former press secretary. Maybe that's who I was thinking of, not Caroline Levitt. Judge Jeanine Pirro. The governor herself, Governor Sarah Sanders. Alex Clark, for some reason, wearing underwear in her promo shoot. What? Why is she wearing underwear for her promo shoot? Janine Pirro has on a business suit. Huckabee has on a blouse, undies. That's weird. Riley Gaines, the girl who lost to the man in the swimming contest. That's her claim to fame. I once jumped in the pool with a man and he beat me. Not beat me physically. No, he didn't like leave bruises on me. He just swam faster than I did. Come hear me speak. I have a lot to say about getting beat by men in swimming pools. Not every woman can lose to a man in a swimming pool. You've got to come hear me tell you how I lost to a man in a swimming pool. Dana Lash, who was last relevant like in 2014. And then we get to these people no one's ever heard of. Savannah Chrisley, Kristen Hawkins. But every one of these women, Isabel Brown, in danger. Lee Allen Baker, danger. Savannah Hernandez, in danger. Savannah Faith Stone, danger. Then we get to people really never heard of. Sue Becker, Kate Johnson, Hilda Gore. Every one of these women they were putting in jeopardy because there was a valid, more speakers. So there's even more people in jeopardy. Every one of these women was in jeopardy. There was a specific and articulable threat against an event where they were scheduled to speak. Were they made aware of the threat? Did anyone tell them their lives were in jeopardy? Did anyone call Hilda? Did anyone call the gal who lost to the man in the pool? Say, we know you don't swim very fast. Can you run? Are you a good runner? You might need to be. I'm just telling you, every one of these women was in jeopardy because there was a verifiable terroristic threat against an event where they were scheduled to speak. And I don't know whether they were informed. I don't know whether they were informed. And if a threat like this is enough to make Erika Kirk not show up at the University of Georgia or the Dallas, Texas event, and we know she didn't, like that's on the record. We don't have to guess. Like she famously did not show up to the Atlanta event. And her plane was there. We assume she was there. We assume she did not show up to the Georgia event in Athens, not Atlanta. If a threat is so serious you can't show up to the Georgia event, is this the threat? Because no other threat we're aware of has been resolved. There have been no other arrests that I'm aware of. There have been no other national headlines about somebody being arrested for making threats against Erika. So is this the assailant? Is this the reason you were not able to go to Atlanta, Georgia? Is this the reason you were not able to go to Dallas, Texas? Forget the fact that you went to Phoenix and went to West Palm and all that kind of stuff. Forget that part. But there was a threat. You told us. We're not making this up. You told us. You told us there was a threat that prevented you from going to Athens, Georgia. Let's just take that one event. Was that threat resolved? Has that threat been resolved? Was this the threat? If this was not the threat, have we resolved the threat? Because if we haven't resolved the threat, is she safe going to San Antonio? And if she's not safe, are any of these women safe going to San Antonio? And if this was the threat, did you alert them that this specific threat was made against the life of Dr. Kirk and it was not resolved until today? Nevertheless, we've been promoting your appearance at an event that potentially could cost you your life. This would not be the first time TPUSA put somebody out there when there were threats against their life. If we're being honest, it's happened before. Happened on September 10th. I think this is a bad look for them. I know they wanted to make this a PR win for Erika Kirk. I think this is a loss. I think it's a huge PR loss. Why? Because they spin everything wrong, because they're amateurs. They got a bunch of kids running the joint, and they don't know what they're doing. They're not professionals. Andrew Colvett wanted to be a screenwriter. I don't know if he'd have been a better screenwriter than a PR strategist, but he's not a good PR strategist. The lousy PR strategist. I think this is a massive loss. I don't think Erika Kirk was under a threat at all in Atlanta, Georgia, or Athens, Georgia. I think she just saw the ticket sales suck, didn't want to show up on an empty stage and look ridiculous because she knew that that would feed into people like Candace Owens going on and showing the crowd and showing her and saying, is the era of Dr. Kirk over? Is this what they've done to Charlie's pride and joy? But they said it was a threat. They made that commitment. And once you commit to it, you got to act like it. You got to act like it. If you're going to make that your PR strategy, there's a she's under threat. Because that's in vogue, right? Because it worked for Trump. If that was the strategy they stuck with, then she should have stopped doing all events until the threat was resolved. Or declare the threat resolved and start doing all events. But you can't pick and choose. You can't do cafeteria style. You can't event, cancel. Event, cancel. Cancel, event, cancel. You can't pick and choose when you feel like you're under threat. Now, to let you know how seriously the White House is taking this, and the White House is taking this very seriously, because just 2.5 hours ago, ladies and gentlemen, your White House, the White House of the United States of America, the austere, august, maybe that's a better word, the august White House of the United States, a White House once occupied by men like Teddy Roosevelt, John F. Kennedy, Rutherford B. Hayes, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln. Serious men who handled serious business, even ones I don't particularly like George H.W. Bush. I think he was a serious man. I just think he was corrupt. Your White House, on a day when TPUSA is under threat, took to Twitter to announce they walk among us. And then they played this. This is the official White House. This is not like whitehouse.com. Remember that was famously a site with scantily clad women? This is not that. This is the actual White House official feed. This Twitter feed, I believe, goes to the Library of Congress, where it will be preserved for all of posterity. They put the following on their Twitter feed. They walk among us. What the hell was that? Like, what the hell was that? They had a link to aliens.gov, and they had what looked like an alien deporting someone. I mean, he shot him with a beam and lifted him over a wall that vaguely resembles the border wall on the southern border, and then dropped him off. They promised us aliens, and now they're giving us illegal aliens. Is that the shift in the game? Or are we recruiting the aliens to deport illegal aliens? This was once a serious country. Like, this was at one time, the United States of America, it was a serious country. It was a country where people feared when the United States threatened them. Like, if the United States said, hey, you better watch out, we're coming after you, people would shake in their boots. They didn't know what to do. It's now a country where when the United States threatens you, we'll go, all right, we'll just shut down the shipping lanes. Oh, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Let us just bomb your infrastructure for a few days. No. Let us just kill a few of your leaders. Yeah, that's fine. You can do that, but we're going to shut down the shipping lane. Oh, well, then we'll shut down the shipping lane. All right. I mean, we were going to shut it down. If you want to shut it down, that's fine. Yeah, we'll shut it down. You can't shut it down. We're going to shut it down. Okay, well, you shut it down. Will you open it back up? No, we're not going to open it back up. Okay, well, we're going to declare it that we're still shutting it down. Okay, we told you we're going to shut it down. Oh, we're shutting it down. And then they'd have serious people, allegedly, go on serious talk shows and podcasts and Sunday shows and say, you know, if we could just get them to reopen this, we'll declare victory and go home. It was open before you went in, sir, Mr. President. Well, that's okay. We'll put out some cool AI-produced aliens shooting people over walls. Oh, all right. And we'll put that in the Library of Congress. Can you imagine if you go into the Library of Congress and you open up the writings of the presidency under Grant? You open up the Grant folder, the Grant file, the boxes and boxes of President Grant documents, and you open one up, and it's just doo-doo posting. Like it's just memes. And you realize that the Grant presidency was just alien memes. That's all they did. They put out alien memes. Well, this guy's on the $50 bill. All he did was put out alien memes? Why are we honoring this guy? Why do we talk about him? There's going to be someone 100, 150 years from now, they're going to open up the Trump file in the Library of Congress, if our country still exists by then. They're going to get in there and they're going to blow the dust off of it. They're going to blow the dust off the Trump file. They're going to lift open the banker's box, and it's just going to be wall-to-wall alien memes. Someone said he had a hoodie on. Let me look at that again. Are they deporting me with aliens? Is that what this is about? Oh my gosh, he did. Guys, I'm toast. I'm never going to make it. They are targeting your humble host. They are targeting your humble host. And did you notice the horns? I'm not going to play it again because I don't want to get hit with a music thing. Look, he's wearing a hoodie. I take this as a threat. I'm calling the San Antonio police. I'm going to wait 4 months to do it, but I'm going to call the San Antonio police, and I'm canceling some events, guys. I was going to go to church Sunday, but I'm canceling. Wearing a hoodie. I just don't get it. And this is what they've done to the aliens.gov website. They walk among us. For 60 years, the U.S. government has kept a closely guarded secret. You mean who killed Kennedy? You're finally going to tell us who killed Kennedy? Oh, no. Aliens have been walking among us, living in our neighborhoods, interacting with us in our daily lives. They've shopped in the same stores, attended the same classes as our children, lived seemingly normal human existences. I know Dre right now is so disappointed because all my data is being sent to the government right now. With one exception, they do not belong here. Millions arrived under the cover of darkness, embedded themselves directly into our society. Countless presidents, congressmen, senior officials knew exactly what was happening. Instead of protecting American citizens, they chose to cover it up, even to accelerate the invasion, until one man finally had the courage to tell the truth. Bold, unapologetic, unafraid. President Trump was the first to call out the real danger aliens pose to every American family, every community, and the future of our nation. The truth is no longer out there. It is right here, right now. They've turned this into an arrest map. Aliens.gov was supposed to be where they were going to show us like little green men with 3 fingers. I'm so disappointed. Remember a few years ago, they had that thing where everybody's going to charge Area 51 and they were like, show us the aliens. If you didn't see that, that was a wild time to live through. In all seriousness tonight, I want to switch to a more serious tone for just a moment. I don't think this guy was a threat to Erika. I don't. I don't think he was a threat to TPUSA. I don't think he was a threat to any of the women at TPUSA at the Women's Leadership Summit. I think he's one of those people who just says and does stupid things, and he said too much one time and shouldn't have said it. The lesson here is don't say stupid stuff like that. Don't threaten people. Don't anything like that. But in all seriousness, I cannot say this enough. Like, I am not a fan of political violence. I don't think taking lives, attacking people, punching people, threatening people, scaring people, sending threatening. I don't think any of those are the right way to handle political disagreements. I don't think any of those things are the right way to handle frustration and anger. You know, John Stuart Mill said the antidote to bad speech is more speech. I'm a fan of that. You don't like what TPUSA is saying? Grab a microphone. Say something else. Say the opposite. You think they're getting away with a crime? Grab a microphone. Cover it. If they don't like what you say, then they'll counter you with more speech. But I also don't think the right way to handle it is to pick up some random guy who says something sort of off color or hyperbolic or whatever, and then go arrest him and play the victim. I don't think that's the right way to handle it either. Because now you're the terrorist. You're the one creating fear. You're the one telling people that there are political opinions that are going too far and could cause violence. And so if everybody could just take a step back from the violent rhetoric, everyone could take a step back from claiming victim status. It's unbecoming of people to play the victim all the time. It is. And that's something, for whatever reason, Erika Kirk has chosen to do time and time again, is play the victim. But it's also unbecoming of people to threaten people. I get a lot of questions on this show. What should we do? What should we do? We had that question last night with Dre. You didn't catch the show with Dre. It was fantastic last night. But there was that question. What should we do? What should we do? What should we do? And to me, the answer is work through the legal process. Lawsuits, congressmen, get their attention. You don't like them, vote them out, sit out the election, let them know you're not going to vote for. I mean, just something. The answer is not to send threatening emails, to fire off threatening texts, to make threatening Facebook comments, to make threatening X comments. I could go through and show you in my X comments where people say all kinds of crazy things about your humble host. You just block and move on. Just delete and move on. I go back to what the guy told me the first time I ever raised the issue and said, hey, seems a little weird. I've never experienced this before. And the guy said, if they tell you they're coming, they're not coming. The guy you got to worry for is the guy who's not telling you he's coming. That's the guy who might actually be coming. The guy who doesn't say a word, who you don't even know exists, you don't know his name, you don't know his profile, you don't know anything about him, he doesn't post on social media, that's the guy who's a danger. That's the guy who's a danger. The guy out there ranting and raving and saying he's going to do something, and no, in all likelihood, that guy's not a danger. So, I don't know. I hope you take it for what it's worth. Now, programming note. I think what I'm going to do tomorrow is an X space. If you follow me on X, then you'll be eligible to show up. We'll have a good time. I'll see if Daisy's available. We'll kind of screen out some of the people, maybe just have a little give and take. I do comments. I love our community. I love taking comments and reading your comments and responding to them on the show. During the show yesterday, somebody said, would I ever consider, or I guess it was during the member show a few days ago. Somebody said, would you ever consider taking calls on the show? Well, the answer is no, but on X I might. So we'll try that tomorrow, see how it goes. We'll do an X space. It's not going to be behind the paywall. It's not going to be on the member side. There is a member side on X. I need to be more active over there, frankly. I'm not very active over there. But I think that would be fun. I think it would be fun. I listen to people's X spaces all the time. Now, if you ever want, I listen anonymously, but I don't think you can speak anonymously. I think you have to put your X handle out there to request the microphone. Can't promise we'll get to everybody. Depends on how many people show up. If only 10 people show up and 9 want to talk, then yeah, we'll get to everybody. But if 150 people show up or 200 people show up, they all want to talk, we can't get to it. Can't get to everybody. So my guess is we'll try to do that sometime early afternoon. Not sure exactly what time we'll do that. We usually do the member shows on Tuesday or Friday at 1 when we do it on YouTube. My guess is it'll be probably about the same time tomorrow, but I got to see how tomorrow shakes out. I don't know if you heard, but as a new grandfather, we have new responsibilities around the house. My beautiful granddaughter was here today. She was sleeping in her carrier. It was absolutely amazing. I still cannot believe it. I think we're only on day 4 or 5, and I still get that breath taken away when I look in the little baby carrier and I see her sweet face. She was sleeping, and all I want to do is wake her up and hold her. But no. I didn't do it. I let her nap. Babies need their beauty sleep. So if you're not on X, you should be. You should be. I'll show you my page so you can head over there and join me over there. We'll have a good time. I got to figure out how to do a space. I've never done one. I've been on them. I've spoken on them and all that. So this is your humble host on X here. So if you want to be a part of it, I think you have to follow. And then we'll join in, and then you get my inane thoughts on the side here. That you can follow. That's your humble host meeting his granddaughter for the first time. Yeah, I cut off her face for privacy purposes. Trust me, it's gorgeous. You've never seen anything so pretty in your life. That's just a fact. All right, so keep it clean. Stop threatening people. That's your lesson for the night. If you don't like what you've seen, don't like the show. But if you do, please hit the like button. Check to make sure you're subscribed. Lots of people saying they've been unsubscribed from various platforms. I noticed I myself was unsubscribed from one of my friends' platforms. So I had to go back and subscribe to that. It happens. Make sure you're checking that you're subscribed. If you think you're subscribed, go check and make sure you are subscribed. And we'll take care of all that. Let's get some of your comments here. It's not off. It's Baron. I've never even considered that the word on is in my name. I know my name backward is Norab. I know that. But I've never considered on as in my name. Now I know. I cannot. Oh, hold on. I got to make this big. There we go. I cannot stop dancing to your intro music. You can thank Matt Wright from Trigger Smart for that. He's the one that helped put that together. He's fantastic. Thanks for all your hard work. You very quickly climbed to my second must watch. We need another collab of you and the principal. Jesus loves you, and so do we. I would love to have the principal on. Actually, hold on. I was texting her when the show started. Make sure she didn't text back. Oh, she did. Let's see. May 2025. Sorry, I owed her a text back. You guys took priority over the principal. I cannot. Oh. Jesus loves you, and so do we. Oh, Jesus loves you too. As more question, Fed Slop, and find your podcast. A summary is needed, like Tucker 9/11 episodes. Could you and other CK experts make one, please? Here's the problem. Let's just say I start with the Google Trends. How long is that section of the summary going to be? There were like 100 Google Trends results that we found. That's just starting with the Google Trends. Then we got to go, maybe. I know Trigger Smart tried to do a summary, and it was good. Don't get me wrong. And when I say try, I don't mean to knock him. What I mean is there's just so much that's happened. It's an 8-month daily decentralized investigation. Tucker's wasn't really a summary of 9/11. It was brand new breaking information he was bringing to people. Or not brand new breaking. I mean, it's stuff that's been out there, but it's stuff that wasn't really talked about. So let me think about it. Stir fry for dinner. It was mid. That is all. Probably because it had too much oil in it. That's the problem with stir fry. Too much oil. Hello and blessing from Australia. Hello from Middle Tennessee. Granddad is in the house. EK needs to step down from the CEO position and focus on being a mom, in my opinion. Yeah, not a bad idea. The easiest way to make sure you don't get unsubscribed is to become a member. Plus, you get to hear the granddad get all mushy. Lord bless you richly, Baron. God is working through you. Yeah, I talk about on the member shows are a little more personal, about my personal life a little more. We do some more interviews. I don't do a ton of interviews on the main show. Maybe I should do more, but like I didn't consider last night with Dre an interview as much as it was like, hey, you got a really cool story, but I'm not 100% sure I know how to articulate it to the audience. So can you help me? And I'll have you on and I'll do it in kind of a Q&A format. That wasn't really an interview. I didn't ask her about her life and all that. Congrats on becoming a Morphar. Bubba Baron. Christ is King. Thank you. Thank you. Christ is King indeed. Granddad B. So glad to be catching a live. This show is the highlight of my evenings. You, sir, have influenced me more than I can express. God bless you and your family, and blessings for baby girl. Thank you, Mountain Mama. Mountain Mama. Oh, that's John Denver. John Denver. Country Roads. Sounds like the person who wrote the threat for this Erika Kapow threat is also the one who wrote the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting threat. Isn't Colvette a screenwriter? Yeah, I referenced that tonight. Not a very good one, apparently. He failed. But, yeah, I mean, there is that. I doubt he's the one doing it, if we're being honest. Regarding lisinopril, get it as your normal with coughs, but consider an EGD to rule out esophageal gastric issue. We care. Again, you assume I haven't had one. I've had one. And everything was spick and span in there. It's not EGD. It's LUNG. It's ASTHMA. Besides that, Candace and Anna today was awesome. Thoughts coming together is way out of this doo-doo. Love, RBP. I thought it was a good interview. I didn't catch the whole thing, but I catched parts of it. I caught a few parts of it. I'll watch the whole thing later. Absolutely. Probably tomorrow morning if I had to guess. But yeah, I caught parts of it and it was excellent. I caught where they were talking about a lot of the inconsistencies in the Charlie Kirk show. Now I will say this. I'm a big Anna Kasparian fan. A huge Anna Kasparian. And I disagree with her on so much. But I like her attitude, her spunk. I like the way she handles things. And I'm just a big fan. I'm a big fan. I can be a fan of people who I don't agree with. For example, this is going to shock some of you. You know who my favorite show was covering the 2016 election? Now go back. This is 3 elections ago. The first Trump election. You know who I got just fascinated with and watched every night? Rachel Maddow. Rachel Maddow. I knew exactly where she was coming from. It gave me keen insight into what the other side was saying. And for all her faults, she's pretty articulate. Like she knows how to put a story together. Now, it might be totally wrong, but it's entertaining. It flows. It keeps your attention. I watched it every night during the 2016 election. And the day the election was over, I stopped watching. I haven't watched her since. These aren't breath threats. These are imagination attempts. Oh, I like that. A scammer called me once and said I owe money for something. And if it wasn't paid, then the police will be at my here to talk to my husband as a cop. Never heard from them again. Yeah. It's the scammers, man. I can't. I don't even want to talk about it. Hit that like button. Let's get 100 likes, my fellow juror. 100. Hope we're way higher than 100. Yeah, but we still need more. Still need more likes. Moon Goddess, fresh out of PT. If you listen to the new intro music at 2x playback speed, it's hilarious. I was cracking up. Baron, Casey, Daisy, no PT today. Oh, well, good. Not fresh out of PT. Thank God. IQ doctor and PT therapist, we know you're lurking. Hope grandbaby's doing well. She's doing amazingly well. Muy. So happy I've been a member for a month. I feel like you are a surrogate dad of sorts. Mine has never really grown up. You assume I have? We discuss all sorts of things like this, but this community means so much. Well, thank you. Very kind words. Very kind words. My opinion, Butler was staged. The word staged is doing a lot of heavy lifting there. A lot of heavy lifting. Love when you speak Spanish, since you seem to like it too. New phrase for you. Ponte las pilas. Literally, put in your batteries, meaning be alert, pay attention, focus, look sharp. Ponte las pilas. Duly noted. Duly noticed. Duly noted. Ponte las pilas. I might use that. Quizá. I rescue St. Bernards in Alaska. I have a 1-year-old boy who was abused. Trying to find his name, I said, Baron, and his ears perked up in tail wag. Baron desperately needs a single man home. Google North Wall Saints, Alaska for info. Christ is king indeed. Well, any dog named Baron's a good dog. In fact, I have met very few people named Baron in my life. Very few Barons have I come across. I can definitely count them on one hand. However, I can't count on both hands and both feet how many people have told me they once had a dog named Baron. It is the most common thing I hear when I tell people my name. It's, I once had a dog named Baron. I'm thinking, I've never even heard of a dog named Baron. Baron, what books do you recommend for getting smart lawyer brain like you, like the book on logic you have behind you and other things like that? Smart lawyer. Gosh, a smart lawyer brain. I got 46 years of reading stuff. Like, let me give you an example. I read a book on from a guy named William James, a philosopher named William James, called Pragmatism. Had nothing to do with law. Excellent book, though. Excellent book. I've read specific law-related books. There's one by Richard Posner. I think it was called Overcoming Law. That was a really good. Yeah, Overcoming Law by Richard Posner. Honestly, if you were only going to read one law book, not a bad book to go with. Overcoming Law by Richard Posner. I read that while I was in law school. I had so while I was in law school, we had to have 90 credits to graduate. And I only had 89 going into when I got my schedule for my final semester, I would have only had 89. And you don't want to do that, right? You're 1 credit short. And so I had to find a 1 credit class. So I went to my favorite professor. I'm not going to say his name, but he was a gem, like one of the greatest legal minds I've ever encountered. I took, 4 or 5 classes with the guy. I was just super fascinated with the guy. And I went to his office, sat down during office hours, and said, Professor so-and-so, I have great respect for you. I am 1 hour short. This is my schedule. Is there a 1-hour class that's available out there that you would recommend? Because if you would recommend it, I want to take it. And he said, I'll tell you what. I can apply for a 1-hour independent study with you. You'll pick a book. I'll read it. You'll read it. And we'll discuss it. We'll meet once a week for the entire semester. We'll read a couple chapters a week. It won't be too tough. Pick a book under 500 pages. I think this was like 600 actually. But he said, pick a book under maybe 500 pages. We'll read a couple chapters each week. We'll meet. We'll discuss. I'll be edified. You'll be edified. And I'll give you an A. I said, okay, great. So I did. And the book I chose was Overcoming Law by Richard Posner. Listening to that man break that book apart taught me how to read. I didn't know I hadn't known how to read my whole life. It was fascinating. Fascinating. So yeah, maybe that book, Overcoming Law by Richard Posner. Kirk tip line Dre found, actually for Erika. Maybe. I hadn't considered that. That's the most terrifying thing I've heard all day. I hope not. I've always said those who threaten don't. Those who don't threaten do. Well, not all who don't threaten do, hopefully. Loudmouths want to look big and bad. Yeah, I mean, it's the first part's not bad advice. Let's hope the second part's wrong. Hit the like button if you think Bay Ron is going to make a great granddad. That's a good strategy there. That's probably better than did you like the program? Yeah, let's do that. If you think I'll make a great granddad, hit the like button. If not, I'll give you some insight. I'm going to be great. It's going to be amazing. Baron, got it. Be unpredictable. Then no kaboom. Sad, but truth in that line of thinking. Stay safe. I'm always safe. Always safe. Congratulations, Papa Baron. I haven't commented on the show in a while, but I still watch regularly. Keep going. Christ is King. Indeed. Kristen in Dallas, you haven't commented on it. It's been months. Where have you been? At least weeks. Thanks for checking it. Thanks for checking. Look at Danny dropping gifted membos on people's heads. I hope you guys get them. Sorry, not buying it. Try again. I'll not allow it. Okay. I've been looking into Stacey Sheridan, and everything I've researched said she's still at Turning Point. Looking for confirmation. Love you, Bubba Baron. I assume she is. Why wouldn't she be? Why wouldn't she be? Bear County. Bear County. Oh. Can we just admit it's Bexar County? You get a buccal swab in Bexar County. That's where you get your buccal swabs. Everyone who needs a buccal swab, line up. We're going to Bexar County. Where is Bexar County? I guess it's San Antonio, right? Bexar County. Bexar County. Oh, yeah, San Antonio. I want to call it San Antonio. That's what they called it in country music song. First time in your life, make it a good one, please. Oh, pressure's on. Lord have mercy. I hope I lived up to your expectations. Why'd you have to do that? Now I'm thinking back, like, could it have been a better show? Could I have said something differently? Fake and gay. It's no coincidence. U.S. law legalized government propaganda in 2012, and that's the same time frame Erika was being conditioned into military intel role. Well, we don't know that that's the same time frame. Could have been earlier than that. The event Erika was supposed to attend sounds like a feminist rally, not so much a stay-at-home moms homeschooling their kids event. Well, yeah. Maybe. I don't know. That might be unfair. Let me say that. That might be unfair. Why is the E highlighted? Let's see here. Let's look at the stay-at-home moms here. Let's count them out, the ones we know. So Erika Kirk, decidedly not a stay-at-home mom. Haley McEnamy, not a stay-at-home mom. Janine Pirro, not a stay-at-home mom. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, not a stay-at-home mom. Alex Clark in her underwear, decidedly not a stay-at-home mom, nor modest, wearing underwear in her promo shot. Allie Beth Stuffy, maybe a stay-at-home mom. She's a podcaster. Maybe she podcasts from home. I don't know. Riley Gaines, not faster than a man in a pool. May be a stay-at-home mom. Is she a mom yet? I don't know. Dana Lash, again, I don't know. I don't know these people. Like Chrisley, I don't know who that is. Kristen Hawkins, never heard of her. I guess I could click on them. Let's see. Let's see if Kristen Hawkins is. CEO of the Pro-Life Generation, president of Students for Life America and Students for Life Action. Building a national network of student groups. Host the Kristen Hawkins Show. I mean, maybe she does it all from home. Oh, look here. After traveling the country full-time for 4 years, Kristen, her husband, and 4 children settled in Teton Valley, Idaho in 2024. So she was traveling the country full-time for years, and she did have 4 children. So decidedly not a stay-at-home mom either. Yeah, I think you're right. Unfortunately. Are you suggesting they're hypocrites? Jacob looks just like Erika. That means he looks like J.D. Vance. Hold on. Let me look this up. Is that true? Yeah, he kind of does, doesn't he? Wow. Well, this is taking a dark turn. Is that Drewski or is that her? Yeah, well, I didn't know. It's hard to tell. Drewski does a mean Erika. Dr. Erika Kirk. Thank you for the membership donations. Just landed one. Blessing to all the high IQ outfitters. Boy, the whole world is just open to you. You've got so much new material to watch. You're going to have a busy weekend. Look, and now Moon Goddess is dropping one on someone's head. If they start arresting people for questionable mild threats, how long before they start coming for podcasters? Is that where this is leading? I hope not. I hope not. I've done nothing but call for peace. I've made fun of her a little bit, but I've done nothing to call for. Okay. Okay. Why are we asking about Kay? What? Is that her or Drewski? I can't tell. Well, you know, it's close. It's close call. Close call. Sad truth. I saw a headline and ignored it. Didn't know threat was in my city. My daughters have recital early June across the street from threat. Too many false alarms. We begin to ignore it. That's a good question. That's a good point there, Bella Blah. That's actually a really good point. If they thought that was a serious threat, they were promoting an event that was going to put a lot of people in danger. Some way to petition the Charlie Kirk Show be renamed. I mean, lots of ways to petition it. They don't have to listen to it, though. And they won't, because what are you going to call it? The Andrew Colvin Show? You know, it's not like fewer people are going to listen. If we're being honest, not like fewer people are going to listen. I tuned in the other day. There were 185 people watching. Middle of the show. Not like I tuned in the first minute and was waiting on it to ramp up. No. I'm talking like at the hour mark. 185 people. All threats except the ones that CK got. Yeah. All threats are taken seriously except towards former. That's making noise. I can. And I'm in Middle Tennessee. Hope one day I'll see you in the wild so I can thank you for your hard work. Is there no chance the intro song could ever come back? Yeah, that's correct. There's no chance it'll ever come back. Could someone remake it live and not AI? No, I still won't play it. Still won't play it. Sorry. As far as seeing me in the wild, a lot of you have. I do enjoy interacting with people that I run into. But Granddad, you cracked me up. Farley Turk. Yeah. I couldn't quite put my finger on his name. Granddad Babillon. Last week I lived in a town near Naperville, Illinois. This week I moved my whole fam to the Appalachian Mountains in Georgia, where we're from. That's how serious I take your show. Love, Christ is King. Did I tell people to move from Naperville? I'm sure Naperville's fine. I don't recall telling anyone to move from Naperville. Just don't let Dan Floodguard EK. Oh, I got bad news for you. That would probably be a bigger threat based on his track record. Oh, I've got bad news for you. He still very much works there. I believe. I may have already asked this, but I'm old and blonde, so bear with me. What happened to the clips page? And can we get a clip of you comparing BH to a caterer who brings no food? It was priceless. That was funny. I forgot about that. So the clip channel's still there. YouTube went through a period a few weeks ago where they were just axing channels left and right, and I got spooked. Several of the channels that got taken down were taken down for reproducing content that had already been monetized. So in other words, if you put up a channel, like your humble host as Real Baron Podcast channel, and you run ads, and then you put up the same content on another channel, they view that as kind of like double dipping. And I didn't want to be accused of that. Now, that channel, it qualified for monetization, but it wasn't monetized. I didn't apply for it. I got the email and said, would you like to apply to be monetized? I didn't, but I got a little spooked, so I just marked all the videos private. I need to find out from them why these other channels were getting taken down for this and how I can avoid it. Because they don't just take down the clips channel. They take them both down. And so I need to figure that out before I put it back up. So it's not a monetization issue. And I didn't open that channel to double dip and monetize, make you watch ads twice. I mean, that wasn't the point of it. The point of it was just to have a repository where when people ask for a particular clip, like you did here, that it would have a place to put it. And so I need to figure that out from them. So thank you for reminding me. As a high IQ outfit, we don't need to remind you of the big three. 1, like, 2, subscribe, and 3, choose all messages above. Yeah, when you click your notifications, just click all. Click all. TPUSA is being led by Captain Kirk. No wonder we feel like we are on another planet. No, it's not Captain Kirk at all. It's Dr. Erika. King C. May I ask a question? Well, of course. Wasn't this story already told in 2022? San Antonio, TPUSA, mean words. I feel like this is an awful sequel that no one wants to buy tickets to see, like Caddyshack 2 or Batman and Robin. You picked 2 terrible sequels. I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about. San Antonio, TPUSA, 2022. Was there something that happened? Let me look. TPUSA, San Antonio, 2022. Oh, all I'm getting is, let me hit plus 20. All I'm getting is the 2026 stuff. I don't know what you're talking about. So I'll have to check that out. They take any chance to paint Erika as a warrior. Every time she tries to play CEO, she fails. So every time she says something, it has to be a cry, and any appearance she makes has to have a crowd. Now, I agree with all of that. I agree with all that. She's been an unmitigated disaster. I mean, I don't think anybody can dispute that. Whether Candace Owens existed or didn't, no one was accepting her grieving routine. Candace did not start the relentless onslaught of people making fun of Erika and disliking her, vehemently disliking her for her weirdness in the wake of her husband's death. No one. I mean, if you remember, it was 3 months before Candace ever said a real negative word about Erika Kirk or questioned her leadership or anything. If you go back and look at some of the early posts that people made about Erika Kirk or Charlie Kirk in the immediate aftermath, I mean, Erika Kirk was just getting dogged. Go back to watch some of my old shows. Go back to the comment sections of my shows in October and November. I was losing credibility because people were like, "Why aren't you going after Erika? She is terrible. This is fake." And I was like, "Well, we don't know." They're like, "You're not grieving." I'm like, "I've never lost a spouse." And this was serious. I wasn't playing to the crowd. I really didn't know. I never lost a spouse. I don't know what you grieve like. I don't know how some people grieve. And so the idea that Candace is somehow responsible for this, or your humble host is responsible, or Ian Carroll is responsible, or Zach Costello, or anyone. No individual person is responsible for this. This was, well, other than Erika. And that's Jacob is such a great social media rage poster. He could be our next president. Also, congrats, Granddad. FYI, I won my 2nd grade spelling bee, and I'm on Team Granddad. Team Granddad, high IQ Granddad. Jenna, I won the 3rd grade spelling bee at Lipscomb Elementary in Brentwood, Tennessee. I won on the word mysterious. It was in the gym. Big ordeal. Every 3rd grader was there. The guy who finished 2nd to me became one of my good friends growing up. His name was VJ. Well, I shouldn't say his whole name. He still lives around here. He may not want me to out him. But became a good friend of mine all through elementary, middle, and high school. And he finished 2nd to me. I can't remember. He must have missed the word mysterious. Or he missed his word, and then I spelled mysterious correctly and won. But yeah, or maybe I spelled mysterious correctly, and then he missed a word and won. I can't remember how it was, but I won the 3rd grade spelling bee. You and I, Jenna, are elementary school age spelling bee champions. I know what it feels like. I know what it's like. I don't know what word you won on, but I'm sure it was just as difficult. So thank you. Now, I'm on Team Jenna. TPUSA, such a joke. Thank you, Baron. You give us truth. Christ is king indeed. Sending love to you and family from Indiana. I've been there. I used to live there. Paramount, not so tactical, blocked me last night on X. He said he had in chat he knew CK. I said, no, he didn't. He was full of it, thin skin. Did he know Charlie? I don't think Charlie would have been friends with the descendant of a Kandahar giant. Shout out to Coach Colin. Off topic, the connection to Ye's circle to EK could be Harley Pasternak. Tell the principal, Christ is king indeed. I guarantee you she's aware that could be it. But could be is not much of a tip. You got to know who it is in particular. I want to point something out, Blinker. I almost spit out my water. I forgot about it. I called him Blinker. Oh, gosh. I shouldn't have said that, should I? Sorry, Gary. Sorry. Won't happen again, Gary. Won't happen again. Always our favorite friend of the show. Oh, he is a friend of the show. Actually, Gary, would you like to come on the show? I would love to have Gary on a member show. That'd be a fun conversation. And because I'm inviting Gary, you'll get the Baron Coleman guest treatment. Polite, kind, you always get the last word. And that's a fact. If I invite somebody on, I'm not going to be mean to them. Now, if you call me and ask to come on and I'm gracious enough to host you, you get what you get. But if I ask you to come on, then you get what you get. You get what you get, which is polite, kind, host, and you get the last word. So maybe I'll have him on a member show. That would be fun. I think he would do it, honestly. I actually do think he would do it. Coming in late. Oh, you're here. Oh, sorry, Jenny. I knew a Jenny Thompson in college. Are you the same Jenny Thompson? Love your show. I wanted to say that I live in Utah County. Different Jenny Thompson, because I know where she lives. I wanted to say I live in Utah County, 15 minutes from Uvu. Never prayed to be on jury duty until now. This comment alone will probably knock me out of contention. The fact that you watch this show almost assuredly will knock you out of contention. If any of those lawyers are doing their job at all, there'll be a list of about 10 podcasts that if you've ever watched any of them, you probably will not be eligible to serve on jury duty. I want to put something out, Blinker. I forgot I said that till you guys pointed it out. Apparently Scott Besant also got an honorary degree and wants to be called Dr. too. Joke for his White House speech today. Dr. Scott Besant, the violent, very violent Scott Besant. I don't have a problem with Scott Besant. I really don't. And I probably more than you guys have a reason to have something against Scott Besant. And it has nothing to do with the IRS. I've never had trouble with the IRS at all. Don't want it, but never have. But Scott Besant has, I don't want to say assaulted, publicly challenged a good friend of mine to a duel, mano a mano, fisticuffs. And I find it hilarious. I mean, I think that's awesome. We need more of that in public service. Congrats on the grandbaby. She's lucky to have you for a granddad. Is there wedding planning on the calendar year for your oldest? That's awfully nosy. Please stop calling her doctor. Such an insult to people who actually done the hard work to earn their title. The only title she's earned is a CIA asset and martyr. Martyr? No, she's not a martyr. I hope you realize I call her doctor in jest. Like, seriously. You know what's funny? When I was in 7th grade, we had a shop teacher. They still taught shop back then. It was a cool class, actually. Guy's name was Dr. Norman. I hope he's still alive. He's still alive and watching. Hey, Doc. Dr. Norman was great. He wore those short sleeve shirts with a tie, you know. He's great. But I remember at the beginning of the year, he said, well, my name's Dr. Norman. If you don't want to call me doctor, you can call me Mr. Norman. I thought, what? What does that even mean? Like, it didn't dawn on me at the time that some people had a problem calling people doctor who weren't like a medical doctor or whatever. You know, Dr. Norman. Hope you're watching. Steve Deist blamed Candace on X today. He is TPUSA faith. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand how you could blame Candace for a rabid, anti-Christian, anti-right-wing leftist attacking someone at TPUSA. Like, the likelihood that this guy's a Standace, very low, very low, very low. Got to ask him that on the stand. Mr. What's his last name? Wenske? Mr. Wenske. Are you, in fact, a Standace? Are you a part of the Candace intelligence agency, Mr. Wenske? Mr. Wenske, are you, in fact, a member of the decentralized intelligence investigation? USA taking all these threats serious. R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. Did they use the wrong verb form? I mean, the adjective form instead of the adverb form? I will have to check that out. I would have caught that, right? Oh. No, they said seriously. Phew. Phew. That's okay, Danny. I'm not holding it against you. I just want to make sure. Wanted to make sure. Yeah, R.I.P. Charlie, indeed. Threat is a pre-pardon for lack of attendance. Christ is king, indeed. Baron, please stop showing these videos. It makes me feel icky, and now I want to go shower and bleach. I don't recommend that. What do they all have in common? The ick factor. Well, yeah. You know what's funny? I watched I wish I could find it. I should have kept it. They had this, I don't know if it's Facebook, Instagram. I don't have TikTok, so it wasn't that. But it was one of those reel programs, like where they feed you a bunch of short form videos in the vertical format. And I'm scrolling one day, doom scrolling, as sometimes happens. And I came across one, and the whole video, it was like 4 or 5 minutes of women taking their bull ring out of their nose and then looking at themselves. And the whole thing was like, well, they tell you you'll look better if you take it out. I guarantee you I won't. And they take it out, and their reaction when they realize they do, in fact, every one of them was like, oh, I do look better. I'm beautiful. I'm like, yeah, you've been ruining yourself. Take it out. Take it out. I don't mind the little nostril thing there that Lewis Hamilton has. I don't mind that. But the loop around the middle, not my thing. Not my thing. Maybe I'm just old. CDS, Candace derangement syndrome. Yeah. Steve D suffers. They used the drone footage to see that they needed to move the tent over just a bit to go along with the Fed slop. I think the tent was already in place, if I'm not mistaken. I think the tent was already in place. $100 bet. EK is a love child of DJT. He treats her like it. Have you seen Lori? I don't know about all that DJT business. I think Kent's the dad. I actually like Kent. He reminds me of like an abused dog. I hate to say it, but like abused by the daughter, abused by the ex-wife. He's trying to live his life, do the right thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's a monster. I don't think he is, though. St. Petersburg is just north of Moscow. Edward Snowden lives and works in the Moscow area with his wife and family. That would be a scoop of an interview. Praying. Christ is king indeed. Let me see something here. I think it's farther north than just. I haven't looked at a map of Russia in quite some time. So let's look here. No, it's pretty far north. It's pretty far north. So yeah, it's let me just do a little St. Petersburg to Moscow. How many miles is that? Directions. Not from my location. No. Moscow. You ever had oysters, Moscow? I used to work somewhere that served that. It's a 4-hour drive. I guess it's doable. They probably have a little daily plane that goes back and forth. I don't know much about St. Petersburg. I know it's up on the water. Probably beautiful this time of year. That would be cool. Christ is king indeed. That would be a cool interview. I tuned in and saw Rob Reiner. I was cheering so loudly. But your coverage didn't go where I thought it was going to. Rob covered Colorado Springs in a documentary a year before he died, titled God and Country Against the Infiltration of Faith, tied to my Salem research. I'll have to check that out. Let me make a note of that. I would like to check that out. Interesting. Is that why well, I wonder to what extent all these people around Trump getting cancer is an accident. Seems to be all the people he doesn't like. Bondi, Tulsi's husband. Yeah, Susie Wiles, I guess. Maybe doesn't like her either. But thank you. That was very generous. Thank you. Mikey, get out now. Dress as furry and walk right out. Why would you have to dress as a furry? Mikey, if you're listening, you're welcome. Come on over. Andrew, come on. Big clock tower news in The Intercept. Can't wait for your show. The Intercept clock tower. Check that out as well. Ex-Trump campaign chief funneled millions of Israeli government money into his longtime allies' companies. Yeah. Oh, we have all those. Daisy, if you're watching, we have all those documents. We talked about doing the show on that the other day. Interesting. I could swear I've looked this up before, and I live in Bexar County where they do buccal swabs. It's from the Spanish word ebeja, bee, and pre-Roman word biguera, a Moorish town settled by Spanish meaning beehives or land of the bees. Okay. Is that right? No, I haven't heard that. TR 911-1825 Miranda. Yeah, I'm the one that invented that theory. Thank you, Danny. Your show's awesome, Uncle Baron. Well, thank you. I am an uncle. Many, many, many times over. Many times over. When you explain AK outfit with JD when EK bailed. Oh, you love when I do. Yeah, well. It's quite the outfit. You know what I need to send Andrew? I need to send him some stainless steel or some brass collar stays. Be like, brother, there's no reason for the wrinkled collar, the curled collar. You just pop one of those bad boys in there, sharp as an arrow. They stay pointed. You don't have to look like that. You don't have to walk around like that. Scared to ask, but X space for member show tomorrow. Oh, good. Right on time. Yes, I think that's what we will do. I think we'll do that. That'll be fun. And it won't be a member show. Like, it'll be open to the public. That could be weird. Wonder if Blinker's going to show up. Maybe I'll invite Blinker for that. That would be fun, wouldn't it? I'll ask. I'm dying. Do we know where Charlie's toes are? Do we? Do you? I don't. Edge. It's a good question. It's a good question. Nurse here, we have rapid responses. We go to for crashing patients. If our responses took 1.5 months, everyone would be toes up. We have 7 minutes, not 1 to 7 weeks. That's good. But 7 minutes, even that sounds kind of long. You know, Mrs. Coleman was in one of those situations one time. I don't make light of it. I won't give you all the details, but in the hospital and the cart comes running in. It was a scary moment. And everything went fine. She came out swimmingly, but it was a moment that I'll never forget. But that's when you realize, like, I don't know where they keep all this stuff. Like, you walk through the hall and you don't see all this stuff laying around. But man, when they need it, it's there. Boom, boom, boom. It's there. Doctors come running in. It's all chaos for a moment. She grew a pair to match her knuckles. Yes. Thank you, Ivan. You can't swim fast, but can you run? I shouldn't have said that, should I? Oh, no. That was bad. Christ is king indeed. I shouldn't have said that. Guys, I just say stuff. I think and I say. Any books about Teddy R you could recommend? Yeah, of course. I think the 2 best books on Teddy Roosevelt, other than the autobiography, which is great. But I wouldn't start there. You almost need some background before you read. Mornings on Horseback is fantastic if you want just a pure bio of his youth, which is really fascinating. Mornings on Horseback, great book on Teddy Roosevelt. And the other one is that there's kind of like bookends. The other one's called River of Doubt. It's my favorite Teddy Roosevelt book. River of Doubt. If you're only going to read one, I would read that one. It's sort of the summation of Teddy Roosevelt. It does give you some background. But it's of a particular story when he charted a river called the Rio de Dúvida in Brazil. And it had never been chartered before. And he took a crew of, I think, 30 or 40 people, and they made it all the way to the other end. It was touch and go there for him even. It was a fantastic book. You'll really get a feel for who he was as a man. You know, most people go into retirement as a president and they just kind of live in the lap of luxury and they sell a couple books. They become worth 20 million bucks and or 50 million or 100 million. Or they open a global initiative and they become powerful and their spouses run for. Not Teddy. Teddy's out there almost dying, charting a new river for a map. That's the kind of guy he was. It was like the summation of his life. If you're going to read two, though, I would read Mornings on Horseback for the other. A great look at his childhood. A really great look. It's not a childhood, his youth. Take us to your leader. Yeah, I can't believe they did that with aliens.gov. What a rug pull. God gifted a member and forgot to cancel. Not the most responsible financial decision, but since you're the GOAT, I'm not mad. Hello from Poland, the greatest country in Europe. It's 3 a.m. here. I didn't know Poland was the greatest. I'm glad to know. I'll remember that next time. 3 a.m., go to bed, man. Go to bed. We'll be here in the morning. Rapid response, ask a nurse. This was not that. Yeah, well. Hi, Baron. First time seeing you are still live. Baby woke up. It's 3 a.m. here. Oh, maybe that's what happened in Poland. Keep up the great work. Congrats on baby girl. First time super chat. Jesus Christ is king indeed. Oh, you're in Holland, not in Poland. Holland and Poland aren't even close, are they? How is it the same time in both places? Holland to Poland. Oh, only 2 hours. I guess that's pretty close. Shows you what I know of geography of Europe. OMG. I wasn't looking at the phone when you played the alien video, and I said, what the hell was that? And came back on and said the same thing. I was nervous something happened to you. My heart dropped. Oh, no, nothing happened to me. Nothing happened to me. But they were coming for me. I'm wearing a hoodie. Thank you, Danny. Danny's dropping bimbos on everybody. Baron, no worries. My fam in the UFO got your back. Oh, good. About time. They walk among us. Oh, you're talking about the Z people? Mm-hmm. They do. They do indeed. What the heck happened to Trump? It's an honest question. If you'd have told me this is what our country would look like a year ago, I'd say you're nuts. What a joke we'd be. This is what happened to Trump. Nice back-to-back commenting, people. Well done. I feel sorry for Americans. The country's just straight up meme at this point. Yeah. Dusty box full of alien memes. Hey, Big Granddad B, we should call it Operation Imaginary Danger because real threats need evidence. Well, I mean, they have the Facebook messages. Imaginary threats need an audience. And you nabbed by aliens got me cracking up over here. Christ is king indeed. Well, they got me. Oh, great. Aliens will be the new Salem witch trials. People will be labeled as an alien and get arrested for no reason. I mean, both parties have been deporting illegals for a long time. Not a lot. I mean, granted, a lot of them don't get deported, but both parties are guilty of that. GBC. Get your proud MAGA hat, brother. The true value of your cast balloted. Talking about this one. This is a vintage. This is an original. You know how I know that? It's got the rope. This is old school right here. Small letters. Yeah, buddy. Before they start putting all the stuff on the sides, this is just the original. Not worth anything now. How are they going to use aliens to control us? Well, Propaganda has always been effective. JFK tried to warn us of it. Operation Paperclip started NASA. Correct. Finally, we're waking up to it. Planet Mind Control. Learn about how extensive it's become. Thank you. Duly noted. Barron Googled an old friend, Father Joseph Uppitz. He survived the sinking of the SS Andrea Doria. Your name came up. Small world. He would be so proud of your communication skills. Very blessed. Christ is king indeed. What's he doing these days? Joseph Uppitz. The well-known Redemptorist scholar. He's old. Gotcha. Thank you. Don't ask Dre, what should we do? Your reaction yesterday was hilarious. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she was calling for insurrection. Not really, but illegal activity. Lawfully, Dre. Lawfully. What can we do lawfully? About to buy a membership per my goal if I do a super chat. Good luck and God bless. Y'all should do this to wink and hit the like button. Shoot for 350,000 subs. Oh, y'all got to always move the goalpost on me. As soon as I get comfy celebrating a sub amount, you guys are like, oh, and then we got to go to the next one. Thanks. No, I appreciate it, Raging Storm Cloud. You let me steal your realize. So it's the least I can do. I can help out. I've done many X spaces if Daisy not available, or if you guys need help, I got you. Oh, are you Moon Goddess 1282 on X as well? Aren't the other grandparents jealous? Yes. You seem able to spend lots of time with her. Lucky you. And the value of working from home. Erika should try it. Thank you. First post, aliens deporting people. Dying laugh. Yeah. From membersvote.gov. Link on page for the files. There's a link for the files on the vote.gov page? I'll have to check that out. Most emotionally moving events in life are birth and death. I'll give you that. Gave birth to 3 children naturally and cared for, and was my mom with the moment she died of cancer after 9-month illness. Bless your new grandbaby. Well, thank you. White House alien video taking over ICE. Yeah. No, other way around. ICE is taking over the alien site. Sounds like. Ruined aliens for me. What the heck is happening? But let's be serious, people. The Einstein files. Now, you're never going to see them. I mean, unless the next guy gets in and decides to drop bombs, you're never going to see him. Needs solid evidence. Who, how, why? Charlie Kirk. This EK garbage is distraction. Okay, thank you. I made stew with summer squash and zucchini and goat meat, and it was amazing. My whole family loves you, Baron. I'm playing you on my ooh-ee boom speaker, and the whole house hears you. Oh, hi, Chastity Phillips 720 house. It's your humble host speaking. Pick up after yourselves. Close the cabinets. Sweep the floors. Get the sweeper out. Come on. Chop. Got things to do tonight. Threatened Erika with veggies and no fat. That's a real threat. No more double cheeseburgers and chocolate shakes from In-N-Out, lady. We know you love them. Yeah, she's cooked. The message about 1604. If you're from Texas, you already know this fact. 1604 is the circle of hell. He was just stating a fact. 1604 Texas. 1604 Texas. Oh, Texas State Highway Loop 1604? You talking about Texas State Highway Loop 1604? You talking about the highway forming the outer loop around San Antonio, Texas? Well, you know, the reason it's hell is because the corridor is currently undergoing a massive $1.4 billion TXDOT expansion to relieve congestion. It's got multiple ongoing construction segments expected to last through 2028. It's going to be fine. We got you. Hey, Baron, we're all watching you right now. You left last night without telling me Jesus loves me. Couldn't sleep all night. Oh, did I really? No, I didn't. I said it. I count on you to remind me. Just kidding. But you did forget. Congrats on grandbaby. Your life has changed forever. I don't believe that's true. I'm going to check that right now. I hope you're wrong. I've never hoped you're wrong so bad in my life. Oh, please. I'm going to check the transcript here. Going to check the transcript. Jesus loves you. Ma'am. Ma'am. And I do mean with all my heart, ma'am. Hold, please, ma'am. Hate to do this to people, but I got to drop truth bombs on you. That's your humble host last night. Let's see what he has to say here in the next few seconds. Show you didn't actually like. But if you like the show, please feel free, by all means, click the like button. And it's very important you remember. Always remember. Jesus loves you. Guys, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you make this. Take it back, Trisha. Take it back. Take it back. I'll allow it. I accept your apology. I accept your apology. No. Stop it. You don't have to keep falling all over yourself. It's fine. It's fine. No, seriously. Stop. I get it. People make mistakes. It happens. Okay, fine. I'll accept your. No problem. Yeah. No problem. Thank you, Trisha. Christ is king indeed. Licorice root, lungwort, ginger, turmeric, black pepper, and green tea, plus lemon and honey. I have a lung disease due to chronic chemical exposure, carbide, Monsanto, Dow, DuPont, Bayer, and 15 years of chlorine, 3 times junior Olympian. Well, congrats on your stellar career. Sounds like you were in a pool. I hope you swam better than Riley Gaines. That's a heck of a thing you got there. I'm not. Lungwort. Doesn't sound very appetizing, if I'm being honest. Andrew Wilson, thank you. But I'll try it. Well, I probably won't try it. I won't tell you I'll try it. Lie to you. But I'll think about it. All right, I thought about it. Big Granddad B. Your sweet little grand nugget was born on my grandson, Leon Storm's 15th birthday. He is one of 20 plus and counting for me. Next due in September. I'm so thrilled and happy for you and Coleman clan. Christ is king indeed. Happy birthday to Liam Storm just a few days late. Oh, I got a free message. How fun. People are asking about the docs and other show mentioned this week. Yes, still working on it. And yes to X Space. I'm already laughing. I feel like that will be fun. Adios. So yeah, Daisy's going to be on the X Space apparently. Docs and other show you mentioned this week. Oh yeah. So there were 2 shows we're working on. One of them got interrupted today. We were going to do it today, and early to mid-afternoon, it got interrupted. That show is coming. It's done, I think, or mostly done. That show's coming, maybe as early as Sunday. The other one is we're still waiting on documents we were promised a few days ago. We were told today the lawyers have signed off on them, and we will be getting them soon. That will become another show, assuming they say what we think they're going to say, and we're pretty sure they will. So that will be another show a couple of days after, or the next day, perhaps after that. So yes, they're both still in the works. Was this the bombshell episode you were working on yesterday? No. That's what she was just talking about. So the bombshell show, there was an unexpected, I don't want to give the show away. There was an unexpected development, and it has pushed the show off at least until Sunday. But it's coming. And I think it's juicy. Love new granddad status. Much love, Coleman family. I listened to you, and Saul was unsubscribed to 2 podcasters follow regularly. Go Max. Yeah, it happens. So go make sure you're subscribed to everybody you think you're subscribed to. My grandson was born on Saturday the 23rd as well. It's amazing. Granddad Day. I feed the. Oh, you're Andrea though. Your grandmom day. Grandma. Randall. I'm loving some Randall. Titan sub team didn't die. If you dig into who was in it, you'll feel it. Plus, when the Titan was called Cyclops 1 and 2, what they collect in the ocean when it was Cyclops will lead you to how they will prove non-human DNA. Oh my goodness. Hey, let me tell you something, Randall. I don't believe they died either. I do not believe the Titan sub people died. I do believe the sub exploded, but I don't believe the people died. I think they wanted people to believe they died. You look into who was on it, and it makes more sense that they went under and then surfaced, got on a boat, got out of there, then put it down with a way to make it boom. That's what I think happened, if we're being honest. Thank you, Randall. Very kind of you. First time Super Chat, longtime viewer. I've had my high IQ outfit in my local Publix, and the lady at the deli said, I know who that is, and we had a very high IQ conversation. Thanks for all you do. Christ is King indeed. You've got the highest IQ Publix deli in America. I think. Thank you, Tammy. What a great story. Thank you for sharing. Resist much, obey little. Walt Whitman. Is that a Breaking Bad comment? Is this a wrong time to mention top 10 books you never? Oh, no, it's. I think I've whittled it down to 6. I had it at like 12, and then I kept trying to get it smaller and smaller, and I think I'm down to 6. Let me look. This is the problem. I have so much. I'm a perfectionist, and I have trouble committing. Oh, River of Doubt is on that book list, the one I recommended today. I'll get it to you. Have you heard Kasparian up talking Erika School? Yeah, I noticed that. She normally doesn't do that either. I don't know why she was doing that so much in the Candace interview. Normally not her thing. But I did it. Trust me, it dawned on me while she was talking. Isn't it funny, Tyler B. posting that we all should have icons for the lobbying we do for other countries? Rage baiting? Oh, absolutely. I actually put that on his thing. This is rage bait. Yep, he should be the first and have our greatest ally. Are they really that dumb? Good grief. Love you, B. Christ is King indeed. It was absolutely rage bait. Absolutely. Baron, any update on the 910 interview? We watched the whole thing and could not even spot one glimmer of a chain on his neckline. Also, PSA, Joanna is watching. Now, duly noted. Thank you. So Daisy and I both looked at that, and I think you might be right. We were unable to spot a necklace. Not just on his neckline, but even on places where his shirt was, like even on pictures, looked at pictures, video, doesn't look like he's wearing the necklace. Which raises a very interesting problem. Because supposedly he went in to get the necklace per Erika the morning of. Which raises the obvious question. Why would you go in and grab the necklace and then not put it on, but take it with you and then later put it on? Duly noted, Scarbo. Worth following up on. Y-Files podcast. Oh, excuse me. Y-Files. Project Bluebeam video covers Serge Monast's 1994 claim, 4 steps to NWO religion. Step 3 uses frequency tech and stored human data to convince people God speaking to your soul. Dre's findings connect. Interesting. That would be terrifying. How are you not drinking smart water in this high IQ outfit? I don't know. Mrs. Coleman started buying this Fiji water, and I love it. It's so soft. I drink it not even when I'm thirsty. I just drink it. It's got a good mouthfeel. Umami. It's got umami. Hopefully it doesn't have umami, but yeah. Love you, Baron, but Bexar County is pronounced like Bear County. You and Mrs. Coleman should visit our lovely San Antonio sometimes. All the best. Christ is King indeed. Didn't they just make the NBA Finals? Maybe we could take in a game. Oh, did they make the finals? Hold on. I need to make sure I'm right. Oh, no, they're still playing. Actually, they're playing right now. Yeah, no, they did not make the game. They did not make the final. But the Spurs are leading, and it looks like we're going to a game 7. If you wanted an update, you San Antones. What do you call them? San Antonians? San Antoniites? I'm sorry, it's Bexar County on this podcast. You get a buccal swab in Bexar County. Christ is king indeed. Not allowing the fake threats to Erika. No, we're not going to allow fake threats. I thought the same thing about the Kirk tip line. I did not. You guys are dark. You guys are dark on a level I can't even compete with. Baron reminder, Seb. Candace exposed Sebastian Gorka heading up domestic terror threat force regarding Charlie Kirk. Then Dre finds the Charlie Kirk tip site. Nothing to see here, I'm sure. Yeah, that's terrifying. Can you or Daisy please post a link on this channel for the X Space? I don't have any other socials, but the public can watch if they have a link. Daisy, I can put it in the description on this channel if you know what that means. Apparently, people don't know what the description is because people all the time asking for timestamps and stuff. I'm like, it's in the description of the video. Like they'll comment on a video that's been posted for 8 hours. They'll be like, "Can you give me a timestamp when you talked about this?" I'm like, after the show's over, I spend time going back and timestamping. Yeah. Thanks for telling me all that time's wasted. But yeah, I'll put a post. I will put a YouTube post. How about that? That way, anyone who's got their notifications on for this channel, who's a subscriber to this channel, you'll get the notification that we're doing the X post at the X Space. I'll put the link in a Facebook post. I mean, a YouTube post, if I remember. Baron, last night you said, I changed your life. Now we're back to small fonts. I feel so dejected. Well, Molon Labe, I'm not as tired tonight, so I can see better. That you did change my life. The fact that I even know about it's life-changing. The one night I'll be tired again, and I'll be able to put it back up. Tell you how that works. Just in case it hasn't been said yet, the Chrisley lady on the lineup, Trump pardoned both her parents from prison. Oh, I got to check this out. Chrisley pardons. The Chrisley Knows Best stars were originally convicted of conspiring to defraud Atlanta area banks out of $30 million in loans using falsified documents, as well as hiding the true income from the IRS. Todd was originally serving a 12-year sentence. Julie was serving a 7-year sentence, both of which were significantly cut short by the full pardons. Their daughter, Savannah Chrisley, who spoke at the 2024 Republican National Convention, was directly notified by President Trump in an unexpected phone call and led the public advocacy campaign. The decision was highly polarizing. Supporters, including their legal team, argued that the Chrisleys were subject to harsh treatment and unfairly targeted. Critics noted the couple's convictions had been handed down by a jury and upheld on appeal. Following their release, Chrisleys returned home to Tennessee and participated in interviews discussing their time in prison and future plans, including new projects on the Lifetime Network. I had no idea. So what you're telling me is I can defraud banks? Maybe I misunderstood the facts, but it sounded like I heard that they defrauded banks of $30 million and they got part. I don't know. I'd have to look into that. That sounds crazy, but thank you. Thank you, Anne-Marie Crochets. Also, Riley did not lose to a man in a pool. She tied for first place. They gave the only first place trophy to the other person for the photo op, and Riley pushed back. Oh, so she's as fast as a man in a pool. I had no idea. I knew there was controversy, and I hope you know I was kidding. Well, I'm not sure whatever. I'm not sure that's a basis to launch a political career. Granddad, enjoy new baby. You'll love GGC too. Stay healthy. God blesses those with family. Christ is king indeed. You talking about great-grandchildren? Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I don't mind being a granddad. I'm awfully young to be a great-granddad. So let's dial it back just a hair. Also need to know your favorite WOD. Best Fran time. Favorite WOD. I love Annie. I love Annie. I'll tell you what, I did one the other day that was fantastic. It doesn't have a name. I just made it up. Favorite WOD. Oh, I know. Firestorm. And I did it over a rower. Because over a rower, because it's 2 inches higher than over a bar. But Firestorm it's tough. I don't love machines, and I would never normally pick a machine workout for a favorite, but it is brutal. Absolutely brutal. 3 rounds only. Sounds easy on paper. The hardest ones always do. 3 rounds, 15 calories for the gentlemen, 11 for the ladies on an Echo bike. Not a assault bike, but Echo bike. 15 calories or 11 calories, and then 11 burpees over. It's over an 11-inch target, but the rower is right at 11 inches, or like 10 and a half. So it's close enough. The first round feels great. You're like, why is this even a workout? I don't understand the problem here. What are we talking about? Second round, you're like, oh, I see where this is headed. And then the third round happens. And it's a total dogfight. And you either man up and finish it with pride, or you cry. I've done both. I didn't actually cry, but I hurt really bad. But I love Annie. I could do Annie as a warm-up every day. Like, it's that kind of a workout. It's just fun. It's fun. Fran time, let's not get too personal here. Fran's not my game. Fran's not my game at all. Thrusters just annihilate me. So, petition to change the name of the Charlie Kirk Show to the Blake and Gay Podcast. Yeah. I like it. I mean, I actually really like it. It's Blake and Gay. Actually, it's Andrew and Gay. But what, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I like it. It's noteworthy that the EK lineup is missing our esteemed principal, Miss Candace Owens. She would be a colorful addition. She's such a blessing. Jesus Christ is king indeed. Love you, Baron. She would be perfect. She'd be the best speaker there. Which is why she won't be there. She'd draw a bigger crowd than any of those other people. Nobody wants to show up and see that one of the speakers is like famous because her parents got pardoned for ripping off banks. Come see the offspring of bank ripper offers. Thanks for fact check chat. 5th place. Oh, I have no idea what we're talking about. Is it possible Erika's people scoured socials for anything that might work after she used that excuse for Athens and got roasted? I don't know if that was said already. Love the show. Christ is king indeed. It crossed my mind. I even said as much to Miss Daisy today. Belated congrats on granddad status. Other matters? Other than 3 Cavalry Chapel sponsored events and 1 other Christian-based event, EK has never spoken at a women's leadership conference. Phony. Well, you've just mentioned 4. I mean, to be fair to her, you did just mention 4. If you go to San Antonio, you need to meet up with Heavy Duty Country. Yeah, that'd be fun. I like his. He's got good stuff. TPUSA didn't care when Antifa allegedly released a hit list and one of their student leaders was subsequently attacked on a college campus, but they care about ambiguous comments. Well, do we know they didn't care? I don't know about that. I don't remember that. For the new Grand Princess, blessings. Oh, Grand Princess. I'm stealing that. That's my little Grand Princess. How you doing? I like rubbing her cheek right here. She goes, it's so cute. I need Coach's breakdown of your dense episode yesterday. I'll tell you what. I was watching Coach. When was it? Today, yesterday? It was recently. And he went into a conversation between Brandon Tatum and Brandon Tatum's mom. I wish I could find it. I'll never be able to pull it up this quickly. It was so good. About how he disappointed his mom. Oh my gosh, it was so good. Coach was killing me. Found my tribe, won the spelling in first, third, fourth, and fifth. Congrats, Granddad. Cheryl. Look at the big brain on Cheryl. Yeah, your tribe has spoken. We're going to vote everybody else out off the island. Mark Burnett reference. Try to stay alive. Yeah, Cheryl, you come to the right place. Search TPUSA, July 2022. Alejandro Richard Velasquez Gomez. Then they found corn on his computer. Department of Justice website failed Patsy alert. Yeah, I can look at that. That sounds interesting. Let's look it up. Alejandro Richard Velasquez Gomez. Here we go. Here we go. Department of Justice release. Dateline, May 2, 2024. This says July 20. San Antonio man sentenced in federal court to 60 months in prison for making a credible public threat targeting a mass populated event in Florida. According to court documents, Alejandro Richard Velasquez Gomez, 20, posted a message on his public social media profile threatening a day of retribution at the Turning Point USA hosted conference Student Action Summit. Velasquez had a ticket to the event as well as a flight booked from Austin to Tampa, Florida, where the SAS conference was being held from July 22 to July 24, 2022. U.S. Secret Service and Tampa Police were notified of the threat, which led to Tampa PD obtaining a warrant for Velasquez Gomez's arrest. He pleaded guilty May 16, 2023, to the federal charge of interstate threatening communication. Well, that's tragic. Exactly what I'm talking about. We need to stop doing this, people. It's truly unacceptable. I mean, Widow here. Now an alien. O negative. Yeah, welcome to the alien club. I'm not an alien, but several are. Grad with PhD last Friday, so Doctor too. I earned mine. Yeah, congratulations, Dr. Alien. Christ is king indeed. Go Max. Yeah, with any luck, Christ will also save the O negatives. No. I hope you know I'm kidding about most. I'm kind of kidding about that. I think I'm kidding about that. Got a card from EK. I burnt it. Pray for big changes. New name with honest, holy host. God will correct course. Love the community from Milwaukee. From Milwaukee. That's Algonquin for the good land. I learned that from Wayne's World. Elizabeth Bevins. Thoughts on a nope. I've been. It's gonna stay black. It's gonna stay black. If I put a picture there, then you guys think no one notices it's black. Joining the Spelling Champ Club, 5th grade. Represent. Thank you, Sadie. I knew this was a high IQ outfit. Sorry if dumb comment, but can't you do shorts on your same channel? More people might see them that way anyway. It might be a workaround. Yeah, I could. Here's the dirty little secret. Shorts destroy your reach for long form content. So that's why people open other channels. If you have a show that averages 3+ hours and then you go put a bunch of stuff up there that's 90 seconds, 60 seconds, your channel's average watch time just collapses. And so YouTube doesn't know how to distribute your content because it's all algorithmically driven. And so you end up with a bunch of subscribers who love short content, but they don't watch long form content. And then you got people who like long form content who are out there who are not subscribers, who have not seen your stuff, and they don't get exposed to it because YouTube doesn't push it to them because they say, oh, when people watch Barron's channel, they only watch for 60 seconds at a time. So we're not going to feed, 3-hour content to these people. So it's a real issue. But yeah, it's not a workaround. Impressed by your ability to give a real life reference to this chaos with a serious face. I've not laughed that hard in a while. Well, thank you. Proverbs 11:22. YouTube won't let me type it out. Well, I'll decide whether it's read audibly on YouTube. It must be terrible. Where is Proverbs? I thought it was in the middle. There we go. After Psalms, right? I was right. 11:22. Shall I grab the readers just so I don't have to squint? Why won't they let you type that out? Like a golden ring in a swine's snout. It's a beautiful woman without judgment. Thank you. Thank you. Swine snout. I did not have that on the bingo card. Gary will come on, a friend of mine on the show, can't allow Victor Marks to display insight that is paramount to his own. We will listen with open hearts. Teach us. A friend of the show can't allow Victor Marks to display insight that is paramount to his own. Can't allow Victor. I don't know what that means. Like, I don't know what you're saying. I know what it means, but I don't know what you're saying. I'll reach out to him. They need to stop the anti-Candacism from the wire to the world. I like this. Anti-Candacism. I'm posting that on X right now. You're an anti-Candite. You're an anti-Candite. Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. Hold on, I got to show you guys this. This, I just opened X to post anti-Candite because I thought that would be funny. And I saw this. I'll credit whoever posted this in a second. Watch this. This is a Blue Origin. Oh, let me pull this down. You got to get the whole thing. This is a Blue Origin flight that blew up. Glad Katy Perry wasn't on this. Look at that. Whoa. Look at that. What does that look like, guys? Holy Toledo. That was Diligent Denizen. Put that there. Nothing to see here. Just an anomaly from Blue Origin launch that looks like a nuke went off. I can't post the anti-Candite stuff right now. I'll have to post it later if I remember. Catching up and not sure if anyone's mentioned it, but she didn't lose to a man in a swimming pool. It was a tie for 5th place. Oh, I didn't know you got trophies for 5th place. Must be that. Must be new. What's your favorite Militia Veritatis track? Oh, that would be, I know this one. Hold on. It was called Trilogy, I think. Docs. Hold on. I'll tell you. It's dope. Let's find it here. Valicia. Let me pull it up. There it is. It's called Typology. And it's dope. Typology. Yes. Checking in. We got famous people checking in. And any Granddad Baron, grand jurors need to know how you learned Spanish so well. Barely there. Accent coupled with pronunciation. Impressed. Christ is king indeed. I'm a man of many talents. Senora Sanchez. Man of many, many talents. If you take the letters seen out of that word and rearrange the leftover letters, spell Pete. Okay. Roger. I miss hearing Roll that beautiful bean footage. Congrats on your new granddaughter. Where's Roll that beautiful bean footage been? Where's he been? Hope he's doing all right. I know he had a tough go of it there for a minute. I didn't want to announce his business. Baron, I was a 7-pound twin. Identical sis was 6'7". Love hearing you have such a healthy baby girl. 6 pounds, 7 ounces, you mean? Or do you mean 6'7"? Because that's a tall woman. That's a tall man. That's a really tall woman. That's like a rocket ship. My 6-month and 2-year-old granddaughter's baptisms, 6'8". My kids went to Catholic school. They are passing on faith in God. Worth every penny. Christ is king indeed. Thank you. Very kind of you. Look at this. One more memo being dropped from the heavens. Our music is available on all platforms. That's Militia Veritatis. Go check it out. What's up with Hegseth bragging BT killing people on boat, sick and evil? Coast Guard can get them in custody for gosh sakes. Crimes that must be tried. I will admit, that was a low point, I feel like, for the Trump administration. Like, especially the ones where they disabled the boats and then came back and double tapped them and finished off the boaters. I don't know if they were transporting drugs or they were, even if they were transporting drugs, you don't just nuke people from Earth, you know? It's not really it's not the society we live in. The sweatshirt is way better than the hat. Okay, thank you. Duly noted. Duly noted. I don't know what that means. See more. EK threat makes me wonder if data centers will aid in plucking unrelated comments to fit a narrative. Excellent point. Excellent point. They would be able to do that. Not illegal aliens, UFO aliens. Oh, I'm referring to the White House website saying aliens walk among us. They'll label a person an alien falsely and, like these Salem witch trials, persecute them. Well, Mayberry, if you read the rest of that website, they were talking about illegal aliens. They were just doing it on the aliens.gov website. Yes, same name. Have Daisy message me. She knows how. If she needs help, I'll have her message you. I don't. We'll figure it out. I think we'll figure it out. But if she needs help, I'll have you notified. My B. I fell asleep and missed the show. Luckily, it runs on a replay forever. I can feel my IQ dropping already. I understand precisely. Show tomorrow. By the way, it's Galadina, Slovak. Galadina. Ooh, Ashley Galadina. It's a pretty name, Galadina. Yeah, we're going to do the X space tomorrow. That'll be fun. That'll be different. It'll be fun. Did you hear Gary's rant today about Ian has lower testosterone than women to the sticking, and you are Baron Con Coleman? No, I didn't hear that. I'd like him to come on and tell me all about it. I didn't hear that. I don't want to debate him. I want to have a conversation. Like, tell me about yourself. How'd you get into podcast? I ask every podcaster that. How'd you end up doing this? You know why? Because I get so many questions about people that want to start into podcasts. They don't know how. They're like, I don't know. You don't know how to get started. I'm like, well, if you hear from a bunch of other people how they got in, maybe it'll give you an idea how you should get in. Because I encourage people to podcast. Get out there. What's the craziest case you've ever had you could talk about? Greetings from Louisiana. Go, Max. Christ is king. Craziest case I've ever had. It depends on how you define crazy. Craziest case I've ever had. I'll tell you the craziest woman I ever tried a case against. I think I've mentioned this on the show. It was my very first case I tried. It was a woman who got rear-ended in a school zone. She was, my little old lady was going like 5. And just tapped this woman. And this woman claimed all kinds of problems. Neck, back, head, and doctor's notes and malingering. And she didn't know, but we had found a case she had filed in another car wreck where it was actually a pretty bad car wreck, like a rollover. And she'd filed a lawsuit and everything, taking depositions, whole 9 yards. And so I went into the deposition. I was just going to ask her about it. And so I just said, you never quite know how to bring it up. But I saw all this, and I had her medical records from it. I had her description of it in the deposition of all the problems and pain and trouble she had with her back and her neck. And so in the deposition, I just kind of asked her, like, have you ever injured your back or neck before? And she was like, no. I thought, but your poker face, Nick. You're like, okay. Ever been in a car wreck before? Like, no. I'm like, okay, not a fender bender or anything like that. She's like, no, just never have. I said, not when you were a little kid, not when you were a teenager, not when you were an adult. No. Okay. So have you ever filed a lawsuit against anybody? No, never filed a lawsuit. Okay. I said, now you'll notice we're in what's called a deposition. We've got court reporter here, and it was actually my wife's aunt was the court reporter. So we have a court reporter here. Like, yeah, we have a court reporter. And I said, and you've been sworn in, you're under oath. You know what that means? Yeah, I do. Have you ever experienced a deposition like this before? You ever been in anything like this before? No, never been in a deposition. Okay. You ever testified at trial? No, never testified at trial. Okay. These just routine questions. I'm not trying to get anywhere with you, but just got to ask, tell me about your educational background. Just kind of worked it in there as if it was just sort of, and the wheels are spinning the whole time. I think I'm going to crush this lady at trial. I mean, just crush her. And so we get to trial, and you get a chance to redeem yourself because you're going to testify again, and get her on the stand, and she says it all again. Direct examination, they don't ask her about it. So on cross examination, I just say, you've been in a trial before. No. You've taken a deposition. No. You've had any trouble? You've had trouble with your neck and back before? No. Oh, interesting. And then we go up and I show her the transcript. We approach and you lay the foundation properly, but I show the transcript. And then I do the old, I'm going to read it along here. You tell me if I'm reading this correctly. And I go through and I start reading all her previous testimony under oath. Now I did the whole thing. You remember, what a deposition is. Oh, I do. You raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth. Yes. We took a deposition in this case. Yes. And then I just slowly, just one by one, it's the only Paul Newman. Trials are pretty boring for the lawyers. They're fun because you get to act out a little bit, but they're pretty boring in that everything's already disclosed and they're pretty unpredictable. They're pretty predictable, but this one was very unpredictable. I didn't know she'd do it. So in closing, I had a very experienced trial lawyer that was helping me prepare this trial. And in closing, he said, listen, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go through your whole closing and you're going to lean in and you're going to spread your arms wide open. You're going to get close to that jury box as the judge will permit. You're going to lean over it if the judge will let you. And you're going to say this line: this ain't her first rodeo. And I was like, I can't do that. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, I'm not going to feel comfortable. It's not going to come out right. It's going to look forced. I can't do that. He's like, well, we'll practice. So we sat there for like an hour, me leaning over the conference room table with my arms out. This ain't her first rodeo. Finally got it to where I could get it right. Moment of closing comes, the big hurrah. And they got it. Every one of them was like, no, it's not her first rodeo. She's cooked. 5 minutes they deliberated, just long enough to elect a foreman and get out of there. They cooked her. Total defense verdict. That's not the craziest case I've ever been involved in, but it's the craziest experience I've ever had in a courtroom. I've never had somebody just so blatantly deny something that is so verifiable and so obvious. But yeah. Where was I here? Here's a tip for just being a cute big brother to Candace. We all appreciate you. Well, thank you, Lisa Ann. I appreciate that. You just reminded me that I was waiting on a text back now. Oh. A good one, too. Love hearing you talk about your grandbaby. My one and only daughter was born with a heart defect in 1990. 2011 had a heart transplant, doing great today, but will never have babies, so I'll never be a granny. I'm sorry to hear that. It's, but I'm glad to know she's doing well. I'm not sorry to hear that. Some of us purposely don't have social media and can't watch X tomorrow. You don't have to have social. I don't think you have to have an account to watch it. I think you just, well, maybe you do. Actually, I don't know. I can't please all the people all the time. Realize is a Tupac quote or lyric from the 90s. Hold, please. It's from Machine Head, who originally said it. Oh, widely attributed to the rapper and poet Tupac Shakur, famously used in hip-hop and internet culture as a play on words. Okay. Thank you. Congratulations on becoming a new granddad. Well, thank you, Lisa Edinburgh. I see the sparkle in your eye. Welcome to the best club you'll ever join. Mother of 6 with 8 grandbabies and 1 on the way. My grandson, who's 7, runs to me every time he sees me with the best hugs ever, best feeling ever. Keep smiling. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. I'm looking forward to granddaddom. Thank you. Very kind donation as well. Thank you. A fun fact. In Australia, not allowed to name our kids with royal title names like Baron, Duke, King, Prince, etc. Because you guys need to break away from that nonsensical British crown. Can you vote your way out of that? I mean, how does that work? Like, we did it, but I'll recommend it the way we did it. What do they even give you? What advantage do you have? I'm not going to debate that. Thank you for the edification. I take it back. I missed it. My house is in tears right now, laughing at me. I complained about it all day, and I hate to be wrong. Ugh. What are you taking back? What did you miss? I got to scroll back up here. Oh, I'll never find it. Well, I'm sorry. Sorry, Trisha. Ever try lobelia root? No, never have. Never even heard of it. But Baron, could Dr. Erika Fraudsvey, PhD's phone be pinged during the time of the Fort Huachuca meeting? Thank you for the high IQ outfit, newly grandada B. Maybe. I'm not sure at this time. I'm not sure at this late date, but maybe. Hope they didn't think you threatened her about being in the curtains. Oh, no, I'm cooked. Erika, you can play in my curtains. I'll buy new ones. You're welcome to play in the curtains. Spin around. Flutter in there. Hide behind them. Do it. Get the crazy eyes out there. You tear up the curtains, girl. Have at it. Have fun. Curtains aren't that expensive. We'll buy some new ones. No, you don't like her, but Riley Gaines is known for standing up for women's privacy, safety, and rights. You're funny, but not sure she deserves it. Oh, I just give her a hard time, please. I appreciate her work. Bottled water has microplastics. I would not drink them. Look up the problems with consuming microplastics. It's affecting birth rate, too. I have 8 children. I've drank a lot of bottled water. Frankly, at this point, if it prevents birth, I'm going to drink more of it. Trouble with birth rate, you say? Oh, yeah. Kidding, Mrs. Coleman. Kidding. I'm putting it down. Yeah, no, I'm kidding. It's just a joke. Thank you. Appreciate that. Oopsie daisy. Oh my gosh. You don't know Sammy Obeid. Huge loss. He's brilliant. That bit was funny, admittedly. RBP and Candace's content should be in the curriculum for all homeschoolers. It would boost free thinking and the IQ of our future generation. Your granddaughter could carry your torch. She's a few days away from starting homeschool. A few. Baron and Daisy have Sammy Obeid on as a guest. Math degree, super great, in my opinion. Looking forward to Extreme. Your humor would be great in stand-up, too. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. It would be a lot of fun. AK is Benny Johnson. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Just watch his White House Correspondents' Dinner stream for proof. The alarm is going bonkers. I believe you, Boise Jet guy. I believe you. I had this conversation with somebody today about Benny Johnson, as a matter of fact. If you like Forrest Frank, you'll love MV. Wow, you guys are getting after it tonight. Tucker's latest episode, he talks about Johnny Moore. A must watch. Johnny's name is going mainstream. I wonder what all Tucker knows. Christ is king indeed. I'll have to check that out. I haven't watched his latest one. Shout out to my boy over at Militia Veritatis. What is your favorite jam? I already said that. Typology. That's Kevin Blackburn. I know you. I've known you a very, very long time. Probably going on 20 years now. Connection. Alex Clark was on Mark Burnett TV show. Oh, funny that. I'm telling you guys, there's a Mark Burnett component to all this that I don't like. But Ma, the mountain of evidences. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Coach Colin was crushing me with the conversation between Brandon Tatum and his mom. I should try to find it. Gosh, it was. Well, how much time we have? Oh man, we're late. How many comments we have left? Oh, we're good. We got plenty. Let's see if I can find it here. Coach Colin. Oh man, I'll never find it. I am. Oh, maybe it's on his clips channel. Let me check his clips. Coach Colin clips. Maybe it's on his clips channel. This would be perfect for the clips. Okay, videos. Got it. Oh, Tatum went too far. See if I can find it. Oh, I can look at the transcript. Oh, this could be great. Show transcript. Control F. Mom. No. Mother. No. Mountain. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It starts right at the top. He clipped it right at the top. This is great. Let's see if we can get this to play. I think this is the right thing. Let me get this up. You prepare to be edified, people. Prepare to be edified. I hope this is right.
This is Officer T. The T sometimes stands for Tatum, other times stands for Talmud, all sorts of different things. Mr. Mama himself on the mountain of evidence. I gotta tell you, Mama, I just want to see people who get in the way of the administration lose their lives, Mama. Baby, you talking like a retard now. Oh, Mama, come on, don't be saying that about me. Oh, you think I'm making it up? Here you go.
Pay attention to something. I'm glad that this is happening to these fools. I'm just gonna be honest. Can I be honest? That's what you get. I'm glad these people are losing their lives doing this stupid stuff. Can you imagine? ICE is just doing their job, arresting people whom they have an arrest warrant signed by a judge to arrest. And you got ignorant people out here blowing whistles and screaming and doing all of this to distract them for executing a lawful arrest. Like I can't stand these people, and I wish that more of them will lose their life in this situation. To be quite honest, I'm just being honest. I hate these people. Pay attention.
I just want to take a moment to marvel at Barron watching Coach watching Brandon.
This is crazy. But just understand, okay, when you see something like this is very ignorant. Everybody say ignorant. This is very, very dark, okay? Because he's saying that he wants to see people lose their lives if they're doing something that is against what he feels is the right thing to do. This is a very dark thing to do. Now, the reason that it's a very dark thing for him to do is because he's saying it himself, so he's putting himself on Front Street as that type of person. But he wants other people.
I don't want to cut Colin short, but I want to get to him talking about his mom. And I know he was smiling when he said it. So let me go to here.
And they're going to take somebody, use, to say the same, but they don't realize trampling on freedom.
Come on.
Destiny was the exact same type. I just want to see people lose.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. Hold on. All right, hold on. We got to get to Brandon and his mom here. This is great. This is the best part.
So crazy, so disappointing, you know, which makes this so much easier to do. Sometimes I feel bad. Mama, I just want to see people lose their lives, mama. Oh, baby, you should go and dye your hair blue, baby. Baby, why don't you go get a nose ring, dye your hair blue, move over to Portland, baby. Mama, I ain't moving over to no Portland. I want to stay here in Dallas. I want to stay in Dallas here. Well, baby, you talking like an absolute moron, baby. You know I love you, but you talking like an idiot. Mama, come on. I'm just so upset. I just want to see ICE agents remove people and do what they got to do. Well, ain't nobody got to lose their life for that, baby. Who taught you that? Mama, I learned a lot at the SWAT team. I'm Delta trained on the SWAT team, mama. I seen a lot of things, mama. I love seeing people lose their lives. Oh, baby.
See, now there are some bits I could not do. I mean, let's just be honest. If I did that bit, I'd be off YouTube. But Coach is funny. Coach is a comedian. He's allowed to do that. They weren't getting the numbers they wanted for the event, like in Georgia. This time they got ahead of it and cooked up a threat plot. I'm not sure that's the way to get people at your event. Come. You might turn into a pink mist. I'm not sure that's it. I'm not sure that's the promo I would want to. But Baron, come on. High IQ. Last super chat. Marks is a narcissist. Others have to keep up. Gary needs to stay relevant. Okay. Thank you. Duly noted. As a fellow nicotine enthusiast, I did what any red-blooded American looking to justify their imperfections would do, found a study. Nicotine is beneficial to men and testosterone production. I don't believe that. Now, I have cut myself down from 9 to 6 to 3, now to 1.5. Any day I could walk away. This is how I've done it before. Emailed you about Barry Seal case and attorney Louis Oglesby. Thank you. At least just a spaceship over the wall. No probing. No probing. Yeah, no probing. Jesus is a king. John 14:6. Thank you. Blank frame idea. Just have it say stays blank. Oh, that's a good idea. That's a great idea, actually. We need a weekly Baron and Jay show. She sounds like a detective in a 1940s dragnet. Keep going, Max. Crisis King. See, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I was looking for. I said she sounded like an actress in the 1940s. She has that affect, and I love it. So that's a good idea. No to the curtains. I won't allow it. Oh, no. If it's a threat to tell people to stay out of your curtains, she can get in the curtains. We are not threatening. Dr. Kirk. We will not threaten her. Dr. Kirk, by all means, make yourself at home. Behind the curtains. Hey, B. I'd ask how you are, but you are glowing. Did you hear? And what do you think of Peter Thiel fleeing to Argentina? Christ is king indeed. I did hear that he moved down there. Did he flee? That's a flee. Flee's a harsh verb. Let me look here. Peter Thiel. Did the headline say flee or did he just move? Oh, finds an escape. Considers move to Argentina despite making millions from U.S. government. Here's a fact check. Here we go. Has Peter Thiel relocated to Argentina? Thiel is not leaving the United States despite reports about Argentina ties and a citizenship offer. The $12 million mansion is his only asset. It's only $12 million, guys. Not like he put some significant assets down there. Tech billionaire Peter Thiel, a close ally of Vice President J.D. Vance, has become the talk of town after New York Times reported that he has temporarily relocated to Argentina. Okay. He's a husband? I didn't know. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I had no idea. Oh, they have kids. I didn't know they were fleeing. That's crazy. Baron, can I ask you what you think about these whistleblowers that witnessed the lizard people and royalty sacrifices, little ones and all that? I don't know. I mean, I can't vouch for them. I don't know. Like any whistleblower, you got to bring the receipts. Like I want to see tails. Hire Dr. Erika Kirk to treat you for your asthma. Now we're getting somewhere. Dr. Kirk, may I make an appointment? Are you going to show up an hour late? Always remember, Jesus loves you and the Bear Knights. He does indeed. The Curtain Doctor. Yes. Yes, the Curtain Doctor. Finally, we're getting somewhere. Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. The time is nigh. I appreciate you joining me. I know we've gone late a few times this week. I apologize. We had to rework a show today because the show we were going to do got booted. It's not gone. We are going to do it, but tonight the timing just didn't work because of some news that had broken. So we will get to it. We will get to it. I'm not sure exactly when, but once the news cycle runs its course, we will break the story back out. So stay tuned. Bear with us. Appreciate your patience on that. Appreciate your patience as we shifted gears on the fly. Don't forget X Space tomorrow, probably 1-ish. I have to look at my schedule. I will put up a post on YouTube and a post on X announcing when it will begin. Give you plenty of heads up, at least an hour, maybe 2. But if you have enjoyed all that you've seen here tonight, please, by all means, I would love if you'd hit the like button. Many of you already have. If you have not subscribed, now's a great time. Our subscription numbers are about 20 to 25% on a regular basis are watching the show and not subscribing. That's fine if you want to be that way. But I would love for you to subscribe. Click the button. And if you want to know when we go live or post new material, click the notifications, click all, and then it'll pop up on your phone anytime that happens. So thank you. Thank you. Again, X Space tomorrow, regular show Sunday night. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, if I may suggest, Jesus loves you. Each and every one of you. You, Dr. Erika Kirk. You, Andrew Colvin. You, Blake Neff Speed. All of you. Every one of you. It's true. It's true. I'll be back. Thank you so much. And yeah, that's all I got. Have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful morning. Have a wonderful afternoon, whatever time you happen to catch the show. I hope it ends well for you. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.